Hey, this Pat Surtain of the Miami Dolphins. I just want to congratulate all of the high school football players who made it to this All-Star game, both of Orleans and Jefferson Parish. I just want y'all to go out there, have a good time, and show them how we play football in the city of New Orleans. Peace.
Norman Hand, Kyle Turley, and Patrick Sertain present the Jefferson Orleans Parish Public Schools All-Star Game for 2002. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Barry Spears along with Coach Barrett Murphy. We are here at the Louisiana Superdome for Coach what has become just an outstanding all-star event here in the city of New Orleans. Right now, the Orleans Parish team is being introduced to the crowd on hand. The Jefferson Parish team already on the field. They've been introduced, and just an outstanding event. We were here last year for this game. Very briefly, Coach, give us the history of this ball game here.
Well, you know what makes this so good, Barry, and you know we model our ball game, and we had it yesterday in Baton Rouge. So Ron Guerin, sort of the founder of this concept, of this idea, should be very proud with his staff and everybody. But this is a total of 27 schools from Orleans and Jefferson Parish. This is the 5th year, and they pull a number of scholarships, and it's not about money, it's about opportunity. And these kids get the opportunity to showcase themselves. College scouts, and they're unbelievable. They had an average of 9 college coaches for practice per day, watching these young folks from Jefferson and Orleans Parish practice. And, you know, it's a tremendous affair. Great facility. You know, where else? You don't worry about the weather here, Barry.
Coach, we're playing in the big house now.
Yeah, well, we're in the big house a couple of weeks ago. Matter of fact, a week ago for the Classic, the Prep Classic, which was a tremendous success. And these kids are going to also have a tremendous game today. But Manny Baracco and Ron Gehring, respective athletic directors for Jefferson and Orleans, 2 great guys. The concept, the idea is blossoming all over the state of Louisiana.
Well, you alluded to it yesterday in Baton Rouge, of course. The Capital City Metro All-Star team took on the Great Eight. In other words, the 8 surrounding parishes around East Baton Rouge Parish got together and formed a team, and then East Baton Rouge Parish had a team. They played that game at Olympia Stadium in Baton Rouge with the Capital City Metro All-Stars winning that game by a score of 14-0. And of course, that was in effect the child of this game right here.
You better believe
so
it.
it's and other possibilities for All-Star games around the state, and giving kids who maybe would not get an opportunity to play in the LHSAA game a chance to play in an All-Star game and showcase their skills. And the 2 teams now have both been introduced to the crowd on hand, and we've got the teams have gone to their respective sidelines, and hopefully we'll be getting the toss of the coin here very shortly. Once again, Kyle Turley and Norman Hand of the New Orleans Saints and Patrick Surtain of the Miami Dolphins sponsoring this ball game and helping get this thing off the ground and get it going every year. And again, in its 5th year, and just going great.
You know, in the 5th year, it would make a lot of these young men who have played in this game should be juniors and seniors in college now, and they have gotten a number of scholarships. And like I alluded to, Barry, that's what it's about. Opportunity, Orleans Parish, Jefferson Parish, and then now we got our group going in Baton Rouge, and I'm sure, I know down in Lafourche area they have one going. They've had one for a number of years, so maybe up north, you know, Shreveport, Monroe, or Lafayette, or Acadiana.
Well, a Lafayette Lake Charles game is one that strikes me as would be a good matchup.
I'm gonna tell you what, North Louisiana, and they would pack one of those venues there. You put together Shreveport, Monroe with the talent they have up there. And I was talking to Coach Red Franklin, who retired from Haynesville, the Tornadoes. Great coach, great career. He said, man, I might just take that idea back up north, man. And I think if anybody could do it, he can do it. But you got to give credit to Ron Guerin, who was the guy, the concept, the idea.
Had the idea and
the
made
foresight.
it happen.
And, you know, doing things for the first time are not always everybody's approval. It warrants some desire and push. And you got to give Ron Guerin a lot of credit along with his entire staff.
And I think we're having our national
anthem right now.
Let's go to that. Coach, that was a little lady with a very big voice.
Beautiful rendition, man. That just sent chills through my spine, man. I love it. That is tremendous.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll be getting the toss of the coin going shortly here. And just looking at it very quickly, Coach, while we've got a moment, let's go ahead and give the offensive starting lineups for today's game. For Jefferson Parish, the tackles are Justin Gardner and Sebastian Johnson. The guards, Daryl Anderson and Luke LeBlanc. The center is Nathaniel Jones. The tight end is Glenn Sins. The wide receiver is Chad Harris. Running backs, Benny Lee and Pat Wilkinson. And also Gavin Lucas. The quarterback for Jefferson Parish will be Derek Singleton. The offensive starters for Orleans Parish. The tackles are Richard Johnson and Chris Ross. The guards are Khalid Joyner and Jared Jacobs. The center is Joe Duplessis. The tight end, Brian Pierre. The wide receivers, Greg Davis and Eddie Brown. The running backs, Leroy Lee and Floyd Jones. And the quarterback is John Johnson. There are your offensive starters. And we do have the toss of the coin being done right now.
Headlines and Lockhart guys. Gentlemen, it's our privilege to do this ball game for you. You guys have earned a spot here. You want to play hard. Give us everything you've got. Do it cleanly. We call you blue. We call you white, guys. There's a penalty flag on the field. I will call for a captain. One captain, come to me. I'll explain it to you, tell you what you got. You make your decision. That's fine when we have your decision, okay? Now there's one here to do the phone call for us, I believe. Second. Point, you want to make the phone call first? Okay, you're calling for the visitor. In the air. Tails is called. We have a tails. White, you want to toss your option.
All right, Coach, so Jefferson Parish has won the toss.
White has won. We'll defer the option to the second half.
Defer to the second half, which is usually the move that most coaches make.
Well, you know, Coach, my personal philosophy, not that I'm a coach, has always been go ahead, kick off, set the tone defensively, and be able to make sure that you've got the ball to start the second half. I know not everybody agrees with that.
Wait, Barry, I agree pretty much with you because I've always been of the concept that defense wins football games for you. You know, if they can't score, Barry, they can't beat you. You're right. You set the tone, you pass the lick, and it's off and running.
There you go. And, of course, again, Jefferson Parish has won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will be kicking off to Orleans Parish. Once again, Orleans Parish starting quarterback will be Derek Singleton out of West Jefferson. The starting defensive lineup, let's go ahead and get that in for Jefferson Parish since they'll be playing defense first. The ends are Jimmy LeBlanc and Craig Morris. The tackles are Alvin Johnson and Aaron Foster. And, of course, Matt Chester is the nose guard. Well, of course, we'll be identifying the various schools these young men are from as the game goes along. The linebackers are Jamal Walton and Zach DeSalle. The cornerbacks are Kenny Wallace and Corey Lemieux. Also, Jamal Transgen will also be starting as a linebacker. Henry Tolliver and Terrence Anderson will be the safeties for Jefferson Parish. And the teams are lining up to get this ball game underway. Again, Matt Chester is the nose guard for Jefferson Parish. And it looks like we're going to have that's going to be Kenny Viquez from Bonneville High School getting set to do the kicking for Jefferson Parish. For Orleans Parish, back deep to receive the kick.
Number one.
That's going to be Daryl Johnson back there.
OPW.
Johnson has it from the 4-yard line. He's to the 10, up to the 15, and he's going to be cracked down right there at about the 15. They'll probably spot it at the 14-yard line. The blow delivered at the 15. And that'll bring up 1st and 10 for Orleans Parish. They come out and bring their offensive unit out onto the field. Once again, the quarterback for Orleans Parish, John Johnson out of O. Perry Walker.
Mr. Johnson had a pretty outstanding year this year for OPW. Close to 2,000 yards plus 16 TDs and 300 yards rushing. A pretty good hand.
One man in the backfield, three spread out to the far side. He's going to be hit as he was back to pass. And
Number 90.
just,
Wow.
big rush there on that first down play. And the question is, are they going to say that he got a pass off? Because he sure did lose the ball, and that will be marked down as an incomplete pass. Ball was on the 15-yard line. That'll bring up second down and 10 from the 15. And Johnson under signals once again. Three receivers split out to the far side. Here's his pass. It's complete out there to number 15, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. And that's Charles Miller from Abramson High School.
Charles Miller. Henry Tolliver.
And that'll be a loss of it. Well, no, they're going to say he got back to the original line of scrimmage, coach, and so it'll be third down and 10 to go from the 15-yard line. We're just underway, no score in the ball game. Johnson back in a shotgun. There's a pass. It's going to be complete out there to Craig Davis. Davis loses the football. And let's see, it's going to be ruled a fumble.
Number 40.
Yeah, number 40 for Jefferson Parish comes up with the fumble. That's Jack DeSalle.
Zach DeSalle from West
Zach
Jeff.
DeSalle, excuse me.
Zach, linebacker, 6 foot, 210 pounds. Big recovery there for the Jefferson Parish folks. Now we're going to see what the big blue D can do with Orleans there, Mr. Barry.
Absolutely. Good break, good way to get the thing started for Jefferson Parish as they have the ball first and 10 at the 20-yard line. Here's a handoff and a sweep to the running back, number 1 for Jefferson Parish. That's Benny Lee. And he stopped for virtually no gain on the
Travis
play.
Berry, right linebacker from Old Perry Walker, 6 foot, 225 pounds. Pretty good hands. Saw him in the dome, quick to the football. He proved it right there, Barry.
So
OPW had a great run to the dome. Outstanding athletes. Coach Wilson, his guys can play the game.
Second down, 11 to go. Here's a pass. And it's going to be defended out there very
Number
nicely.
7, not out. That's a beautiful job.
Romelis Mayo out of Carr High School on the defense right there.
Young man played the ball, came up, did a great job in doing it.
Gavin Lucas was the intended receiver on the play. That'll bring up third down and 11 to go from the 22.
Very some outstanding athletes out here. Truly some outstanding athletes.
Third down, and still should be 10 to go. 10:22 of the first quarter. We're just underway. First offensive possession for Jefferson Parish. Shotgun formation.
Plenty time.
And he's rolling up to the near side, and he's going to be complete over here on his pass. And it looked like the receiver was Deshaun Jordan for John Errett.
6 foot, 175-pound receiver. Nice pitch. Now he had a lot of time to throw the football, Barry.
Yeah.
You give the QB that kind of time to run around, he's going to find somebody.
Here we go. That's what I was looking for.
You need to keep up with it. It sure didn't fly off.
No,
Let's hope it doesn't.
All right.
Great wind conditions here, Barry. Great wind conditions.
Yeah. It's funny how that works out when you're inside, huh, Coach? Fourth down and 1 from the 12-yard line. No score early in the ball game. Singleton is your quarterback. Here's a handoff by that's Lee. Lee sweeping to the near sideline from our perspective, and he's going to be knocked down out there by number 44 for Orleans Parish.
Whoa.
That's Norman Randall, and I don't know what that was.
That was the hurricane coming through the dome that let the door open, and we got a little noise there, a little band noise there. Then.
That's all right.
And also a good play by Jamal George from LB Landry, came up defensive back, 6'2", 180. Mr. George put a pretty good lick there.
Measurement on the play.
It's gonna be close.
I think they got it. They sure did.
Well, Mr. George was a second late. He almost was the run stopper to turn the ball over, but they're gonna make a big first down there, Barry.
And the ball, coach, is going to be just outside the 10-yard line.
So they got a chance to make another first.
They can make a first down on the play.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with the bands, the crowd. They do a tremendous job down here in Orleans and Jefferson putting this thing on.
Singleton brings his team to the line. The 7-5A MVP out of West Jefferson High School. Here's a handoff to his running back.
Wow,
And,
he met a group of folks there.
Yeah, let's see.
Scott Blander from Fisher High. This young man is from the smaller classifications, Barry. He rushed for over 2,000 yards this year and made All-State.
Not bad at all. Jamal George, one of the tacklers on the play.
Mr. George is pretty active for a linebacker, huh?
Yeah,
Big
he
player.
sure is. Nick Watkins in on the play also for Orleans Parish.
All right, we're going to the shotgun. We got some wide outs. I think they're going to throw the ball to go.
Two to the far side, one to the near side as we view it. Singleton looking. Here's his pass.
Intercepted!
And he's going to be bringing it up to the 30. The 30.
Oh, what a block!
He's going to go all the way.
He's going all the
That's
way.
That's going to be number 44.
44.
And that is Norman Randall out of Carr High School. And the first touchdown of the 2002 All-Star game. Coaches a defensive touchdown. Once again, Norman Randall, actually a defensive end out of Carr. And what a great job he did on that. Hopefully, let's see.
6 foot, 195 pounder. We're gonna get a shot here. I hope on the. Nope. Okay.
All right, and in to do the kicking is for Orleans Parish. That it looks like that's going to be Craig Davis. Craig Davis doing the kicking, attempting the extra point. His kick is up. And it's good. So,
fantastic.
At the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, the score is Orleans 7 and Jefferson Parish nothing. And boy, Coach, what a turn of events. After the turnover sets up Jefferson Parish deep in Orleans territory. Orleans comes up with a big interception by defensive end Norman Randall, who returns it all the way for the touchdown.
Pretty good return. Had to be in the vicinity of 94 or 95 yards, I would say.
Something like that. And that'll set up, of course, now we'll be going to the...
that might be a record for this All-Star game.
Yeah, of course we don't...
Gotta be, huh?
Very, very possibly. And again, Randall at a defensive end, Coach. Now, Coach, a lot of times in All-Star games, they'll have special rules, certain kind of...
Yeah, they're limited to the type of defense they can play in the coverages, because you got to remember, these young folks get about 4 days of practice, and they got to put in an offense, defense. And the defense is usually a sort of, they're usually ahead of the game. Okay. Because that's the blood and guts. Just go get them, line up, knock heads. Got to have a little more finesse on offense. And nice play, nice return. That's got to be a record.
Very possible.
Right here in the New Orleans Superdome.
That's right. Now, Craig Davis will be kicking off for Orleans. Deep for Jefferson is Benny Lee. Here's his kick, and it's coming down to another back there at the 10. He's to the 15, to the 20, up to the 25-yard line. And let's see if we can see
Chad Harris.
Chad Harris on
Number
the return.
3 from wide receiver from West Jeff, 5'6", 140. Tucked it, ran it. Got a little yardage for the folks in white.
All right.
Coach Hank Kearney heading this group. Good friend of mine. Did a fantastic job. He's been a great coach through the years. Got an outstanding staff with him, and we're going to try to get to the folks real, there's something like 12, 13 coaches on each staff. So these guys almost got like one coach per 2 players.
Very extensive coaching staff. And
unbelievable.
It's
Great concept.
First and 10 for Jefferson from their own 26-yard line. Singleton is under center. You're in a double wing formation. Here's a handoff to Lee, who's going to come up here for a yard or 2 on the play.
Tackled by number 78 for the Big Blue.
And that'll bring up a second down and 8 after the 2-yard gain. 7:35 left in the first quarter. Once again, it's Orleans Parish leading Jefferson Parish by a score 7-0 off after the long interception return by Norman Randall. Singleton under center. Double wing formation once again. Singleton rolling, looking for someone to throw the ball to.
No, that's number 12, Barry.
That is number 12. Here's his pass.
Nice
It's going to be complete out there. And number 12 for Jefferson Parish The new quarterback is Joe Wynn out of East Jefferson High School. And I believe the receiver on the play out there was Glenn Sins out of EJ.
The big Sins young man is one of the top tight end prospects in the whole city of New Orleans, according to Coach Hank Tierney. This kid's a lot of potential. Super football player.
And apparently he was not able to hold on to it. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 after the incompletion.
6'3", 245-pound tight end.
Singleton back in and quarterback in the shotgun formation. Here's a pass out to the near side flat, and it's going to be complete. That's Clarence Hunter on the reception. He gets the ball up to about the 32-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, and Jefferson Parish will have to punt. Kenny Viquez in to do the punting out of Bonneville. Actually, Coach, it looks like they're going to send Joe Wynn back there at the punt, in punt formation. Double safeties back deep for Orleans Parish. Romulus Mayo is one of them.
High punt.
Daryl Johnson is the other one. They're going to let it bounce. And that'll set up Orleans Parish with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. And a penalty on the play, Coach.
Oh!
The kicker's being called, so Jefferson Parish might actually get the ball back. They sure will. So on that roughing the kicker penalty, Orleans Parish will lose the ball, and Jefferson Parish will retain possession. Once again, 7-0. Orleans leading Jefferson on the defensive touchdown, a long interception return. And once again, Norman Randall. A lot of players on this team out of Edna Carr. What a great story that is, Coach, about how that program, of course, Carr was a junior high for so many years.
Coach Don Watney.
Don Watney, and they've been a winner almost from the very beginning. Singleton back in the shotgun. He's going to run with it. He's up to the 45, to the 50-yard line, to the 45, and just going to be short of the 40. He's about to the 41-yard line of the Orleans Parish squad, and I think he's going to be have enough for a 1st down. No, actually, Coach, that was Dwayne Bannister out of John Ehret High School in a quarterback now. Bannister, number 6.
He's a young man that got hurt through a number of ball games, missed 4 or 5 ball games, and Coach Tierney told me if he wouldn't have got hurt, he's an outstanding football player, would have probably made all-state, everything. Mishap, got hurt. Coach said he's one fine football player, and from just judging what I've seen, Coach is right.
And of course, Bannister called timeout. Didn't like something that he saw when he came up to the line of scrimmage. Coach, who are some of the coaches? Give us an idea of who some of the members of the coaching staff are for these 2 squads here, just to give you an idea. Of course, now Jefferson Parish with the ball right now. Again, their head coach is Hank Tierney out of West Jefferson, and his staff includes Kenny Bush out of Higgins, Larry Lala out of Bonneville, Mark Martin out of Grace King, Mark Longo out of Riverdale, Mike Biamonte out of West Jefferson, Craig Lindell out of Bonneville, Steve Strapolo out of East Jefferson, Mike Vergitz out of John Ehret, Vergitz out of John Ehret, Dwayne Corey out of Fisher, Walter Scoble out of West Jefferson, Ricky Thiavel out of Fisher, and Paul Longo out of Higgins. That's your coaching staff for Jefferson Parish.
Back to the action. Good job.
Here's a rollout to the far side, and Bannister getting positive yardage. Outstanding run right there by the quarterback. Again, Dwayne Bannister out of John Ehret High School. And that'll bring up that should be a 1st down. It is for Jefferson Parish. Again, Jefferson retaining possession of the ball after the roughing the punter. And so now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Orleans 28. And it looks like Singleton back in at quarterback for Jefferson Parish. Kind of a revolving door at the quarterback position for Jefferson Parish. Here's a handoff to the running back.
14.
And that is Ramales Harris out of West Jefferson. Short gain on the play. 2nd down and 9. Short gain, 1 yard. Let's see if Singleton's going to stay in at quarterback for Jefferson, and he does. 4:55 left in the first quarter. Once again, Orleans leads at 7-0. Singleton rolling out, and it looks like he's under heavy pressure. He's going to be brought down out there. Tackle on the play by Brennan Harris out of Carr for Orleans Parish. And we get a sack. You hold on to those two.
All right, 6'2", 230-pound linebacker for Edna Carr. Coach Watney, one of his outstanding football players.
Had a chance to meet Coach Watney on a couple of occasions, and he really is an outstanding gentleman. And we've got Bannister back in at quarterback from John Arrett. He's in a shotgun. We've got a receiver in motion to the far side.
Trip to one side.
Yeah, that is what it is now. And after a long count, Bannister looking. Here's his pass. It's going to be complete out there. Deshaun Johnson on the Jordan on the reception.
Top made by number 10, Dominique Cooper. Perry Walker.
And that'll bring up a 4th down and 6 play for Jefferson. And again, kind of a revolving door at quarterback position. They've got 3 on the roster. Derek Singleton, Dwayne Bannister, and Joe Wynn.
And using all 3 of them.
Looks that way. A field goal attempt. And let's see, it looks like that's going to be number 8, Kenny Viquez out of Bonneville, attempting the field goal from the 30-yard line. So it's a 40-yard attempt for Viquez. Here's his kick. And it's going to be just a little short.
A little short.
So the ball will go over to Orleans Parish, but still, Coach, a nice drive. Overall,
you know, that young man Viquez was an all-state coach's selection as a kicker. He's an outstanding kicker. All right, we'll go Coach Fred Allen down on the sideline. All right, let's go to the coach down there, Mike.
Well, we've got the action going back on the field now. Of course, we've got a new quarterback for Orleans Parish.
He works in the Orleans Parish Athletic Department, and it's good to have you here, Ms. Roussel.
It's good to be here.
What do you think? Of course, a great occasion for these young men to be able to participate in this game.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. This is the 5th year for All-Star, and each year it gets better and better. We have good quality top participation from the student athletes. We have cheerleaders here, dance team members, majorettes. So we're very excited about the whole event. It's been a real fun-filled week.
Well, I know you've been, it was 5th or 6th year that this was going on?
5th year. This is the 5th year.
Well, I tell you what, we came last year, and we enjoyed it so much, and y'all doing it right over here, and I know you got to be excited for all these people in your department.
We are excited because what it has done, we seek scholarships for our young men participating in this game, and each year it just gets to be more and more scholarships that afforded the opportunity for these young people to participate in school, whether it's in the athletic field or academic. You know, we don't care just as long as we get them there. But we're excited about it.
Well, take a little break right here. I think we just had a touchdown scored, so we're going to go back up to the booth right now and catch the action there.
All right, that was John Johnson out of Old Perry Walker with the touchdown pass to his receiver, Charles Miller out of Abramson. Nice long play, Coach, and right down the middle of the field. And Orleans Parish extends their lead to 13-0 in the ball game. And let's see, we've got Craig Davis in to do the honors on the extra point out of the hold of Charles Miller, who caught the touchdown pass. Snap is back. The kick is going to be blocked. And so the score will remain Orleans 13, Jefferson nothing. And that's, Coach, at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter of the ball game. Here's a replay of that touchdown pass.
Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Just caught that football, outran everybody in the secondary. So we got us a barn burner right here. Are we up 13-0? A lot of ground to be covered yet, though. A lot of ground.
Absolutely. And so the two teams will get ready for the ensuing kickoff again. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Orleans 13, Jefferson nothing. And Orleans Parish has scored on 2 long plays, Coach. One defensive and one offensive. Again, the interception return by Randall. Norman Randall out of Carr, and now the long touchdown pass from John Johnson out of Old Perry Walker to Charles Miller out of Abramson High School. A 5'8", 170-pound running back. Boy, he looked like a pretty fleet receiver on that play, though.
Great concept, great call. Put him up. Now 13-0.
Craig Davis again out of Old Perry Walker to do the kicking. Once again, deep to receive for Jefferson Parish is Benny Lee out of East Jefferson. And flanking him, Chad Harris and also Clarence Hunter. Here's the kick, and it's going to be taken out there by Lee. He's up to the 15, to the 20, and he's going to be met by a host of Orleans Parish tacklers at about the 24-yard line. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 24, their own 24
all right now
for Jefferson Parish.
Yeah, I know, but it's going and coming in here.
Once again, I'm Barry Spears along with Coach Barrett Murphy, and this is the Kyle Turley, or rather the Norman Hand, Kyle Turley, and Patrick Sertain Jefferson Orleans Parish Public Schools All-Star Game for 2002. And we're at the Superdome, and we're thrilled to be here. And again, it's going to be Dwayne Bannister out of John Ehret in at quarterback. He's in a shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. 1 man in the backfield with Bannister, 1 man in motion to the far side. Bannister. And he's going to run with it out of the shotgun. He's up to the 30, and he's up to the 34-yard line where he's brought down over on the far side of the field. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 play. Coach, they're on schedule to get 5 yards on 1st down.
Not bad. I'll take 5 every 1st down. Bannister kid, I'm impressed with him. Coach Kearney was right. Young man got hurt, missed 3 or 4 ball games during the season. But I like his speed. I like everything about him, what I've seen so far, Barry.
And if he was projected as an All-Stater, then those ball games that he missed were probably district games.
You better believe it.
Could
have been early in the year.
Yeah, well, that's true, too. Bannister back in a shotgun again, trips to the far side. He's being flushed out of the pocket. Here's his pass.
Going downtown.
Oh, he's got a man right down here, and it's going to be incomplete.
You know who that is, my man. Mr. Darrell Johnson.
Deshaun Jordan was the intended receiver. Johnson on the coverage. Good tight coverage out there.
One of the most highly recruited cornerbacks in the United States alone this year. Had 10 picks, and I think his total is well above the 30 mark in his 3 or 4 years of high school.
And Bannister will remain in the ball game at the quarterback position. Again, Coach Hank Tierney is using every quarterback he has available. Singleton is actually in, Coach, as a receiver on this play. He split out to the near sideline. Bannister pitches out to his running back, who's going to be knocked down at the 34-yard line. And let's see, that was Blanda on the carry for Jefferson Parish. And that'll bring up a 4th down as he was short of 1st down yardage on the play.
We got Mr. Johnson back in number 15, which is Charles Miller from Abramson, a running back, 5'8", 170.
Joe Wynn in to do the punting. Out of East Jefferson, listed as a quarterback, 5'10", 170 pounds, good sized kid. We've got Darrell Johnson back deep to receive, along with Charles Miller. And now there's some confusion on the field.
I tell you what, we got some outstanding band. I can't wait till halftime to watch this band. This is an all-star band that they get together with all the Orleans and Jefferson Parish folks, and 27 strong, and They'll cover the entire field, Barry. They'll be out there just making that noise, which they can do, and it's a tremendous halftime show. I think we'll all be impressed. These young folks come and work as hard as the football players do in the week, Barry.
Absolutely. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. And some penalty yardage was stepped off. I didn't get a chance to see the signal, Coach, did you?
No, I really didn't, but it's minus yardage.
Well, yeah. And once again, for the second time, Jefferson Parish gets a new lease on life. Singleton back in at quarterback now. They're on the just short of their own 40-yard line.
They coming.
There's a handoff to Lee. He's up to the 45 to the 50. He's up to the 45 again, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 40, making the 42, 43-yard line out there. Outstanding run by Benny Lee out of East Jefferson High School. 5'8", 167-pound running back out of EJ.
And number 11, Vernon Harris from Carr makes the tackle, 6'2", 230-pound linebacker.
And again, that revolving door.
Quarterback.
At the quarterback position for EJ, Hank Tierney spreading the ball around.
It's got to be nice to have 3 quarterbacks that can play now. I guarantee you.
When you got a kid like Joe Wynn out of EJ that so far I think is basically only punted. Or did he have like one snap at quarterback? And we're going into the second quarter now. Once again, the score is Orleans 13, Jefferson nothing. An offensive touchdown for Orleans, and a defensive touchdown for Orleans.
2 big plays too, Barry. Not short yardage.
No, both
but bombs, interception. Norman Randall, at least a 94, 95-yard interception for a touch. That was a tremendous play on his part.
1st and 10 from the Orleans 42 for Jefferson Parish, as the two teams have switched sides of the field here in the Louisiana Superdome. Just a week ago, we were determining state champions in high school football.
Now we are watching a tremendous ball game with some super athletes that come from Orleans and Jefferson Parish. 5th year, great concept, and it's mushrooming, Barry. It's moving all over the state. I think it's great. Opportunities, more kids get to be seen, and that's what this is all about.
Singleton calling signals out of a double wing formation.
Woo.
And he handed off to his running back. I believe that was Gavin Lucas.
And big Travis Berry, hey, linebacker, sticks it up in the hole. Linebacker from OPW, 6 foot, 225 pounds, has had an outstanding game so far, Coach.
And we've got a flag on the play.
Got an offsides on the blue.
And that's going to be, again, the blue team is Orleans Parish. Jefferson Parish decked out in white. And the penalty being stepped off against Orleans. So that'll put the ball on the 38-yard line. And it'll make it 1st down and 5 from the 38 of Orleans for Jefferson Parish. Derek Singleton in at quarterback out of West Jefferson. Double wing formation, calls signals, hands off to Lee. Lee up to the 35 and just short of the 30-yard line. He gets it to about the 32 on the play.
All right, I think that was a nice tackle by Jamal George from LB Landry, free safety. Defensive back, nice size, 6'2", 180. Outstanding tackle. Good open field tackle. Good saving tackle, man.
And Coach, that's almost a Shipley shift of substitution right there. Several players coming in. And once again, new quarterback. And that's going to be Dwayne Bannister out of John Ehret now in at quarterback, number 6. Bannister had been in the shotgun most of the time he's been in, and he's going to be in a shotgun yet again. 3 receivers to the split out to the near side, 1 to the far side. Once again, Bannister out of John Ehret in the shotgun. Back to pass. And his pass is going to be incomplete, intended out there for number 5, Clarence Hunter. Hunter out of West Jefferson.
Good rush by the folks from Orleans. Big blue shirts. We're coming, man. Don't give the guy much time to throw.
And again, Coach, one of the great things about this game, not only that it's being played here for the 5th year in a row, but that it's also that it's spawning other games like this around the state. Again, the Capital City All-Stars versus the Grade 8 All-Stars in Baton Rouge yesterday at Olympia Stadium.
And you got the folks in Thibodeau. So I'm really looking for this thing to even get bigger and bigger. And this is a great concept and a great place to play in the Superdome.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 10 for Jefferson. Bannister in the shotgun. He's looking for one of his three receivers.
There he
to
is.
the near side. Here's his pass. It's going to be overthrown, intended out there for Derek Singleton, who's splitting time at quarterback and receiver in the ball game. And of course, Coach, these rosters are, what, 41 players deep, about something like that?
Approximately 40 and plus 40 kids out here playing.
Okay, so but it's still probably a shorter roster than most of these coaches are used to dealing with. So some kids have to play more than one position.
It depends on the classification, the size of the school.
Right. And again, now these are
normally a pretty good average. But I think in this 40, they got some outstanding athletes.
Oh, yeah.
A little more so in some of the people's 40s.
3rd down and 10 for Jefferson from the 32-yard line. Singleton back in the shotgun looking for a receiver. He's being forced out of the pocket. He's going to throw the ball out of bounds, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 10 again from the 32. And let's see, the question is now, will Hank Tierney go for a field goal? Yes, he has a fine kicker, Kenny Bequez out of Bonneville High School. 5'9", 160 pounds. Looks like they're gonna go for it. And they are going to go for it on 4th down. Once again, Bannister still in at quarterback out of John Arrett in the shotgun. 3 receivers out to the near side, 1 to the far side. Bannister looking. Here's his pass. And it's going to be caught out
Beautiful
there.
catch.
Outstanding reception out there. Chad Harris had to jump up and leave his feet, coach, and made a great reception down there at the 10-yard line.
That's what you call laying out to get that football. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch.
Getting some congratulations from Clarence Hunter over there is Chad Harris, the receiver on the play. And, of course, that brings up a new set of downs. Here's a replay of it.
What a
Wow,
layout.
Just
What
laid
a
himself
layout.
out beautifully, didn't he?
Stretch, stretch, stretch. Beautiful layout to catch football.
And Singleton back in at quarterback now for Jefferson Parish. Double wing formation. He's going to hand off to Bonneville out of EJ. Bumped him right there, and I think that disrupted the play. Coaches Lee is going to be brought down at the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Actually, 2nd and goal from the 10. 9:50 left in the first half of the ball game. Orleans leading at 13-0. Jefferson threatening though.
They get this touch. These folks get in this ball game. Right? We got a lot of time left in the ball game. 9:36 left in the 2nd period.
Yeah, we kind of need to get the crowd juiced up a little bit.
We got to get them back in this ball game here.
2nd down and goal for Jefferson Parish from the 10 of Orleans. Bannister back in at quarterback now in the shotgun. He likes that shotgun formation. Here's a pass. Incomplete out there, intended over there on the far side of the field to Deshaun Jordan out of John Arrett. Coverage on the play provided by Darrell Johnson.
My man, Mr. Johnson, Mr. CB of the metro area, I guarantee you that he will have a few visits to make. I'm sure he'll get all 5 of his visits.
Another one of those old Perry Walker players. Of course, Walker playing for the
Great
state
run.
championship
Yes,
just
indeed.
last
Great
year.
job by Coach Wilson and his staff.
Bannister once again in the shotgun. Bannister out of John Arrett, trips to the far side. 2 receivers split out to the near side. Bannister's going to run it. This is a run all the way, and he's going to be dropped down for a loss, Coach. And
Travis Berry
out of Walker.
OPW, right line. He's had a tremendous game. I've mentioned his name 3 or 4 times. Plays the game like it should be played for a linebacker. He's going to be there. Great tackle, great open field tackle for a linebacker. Tremendous job.
And of course, this game is only 5 years old, Coach. So I guess Herb Tyler didn't get to play in this.
No, I don't believe he did.
Probably would have enjoyed doing so. Field
I
goal
don't think
attempt by
Patrick Surtain even got to play in it either. No,
all right.
I'm sure he didn't.
Bequez in to attempt the field goal. It's up.
And
it's
good. All
so,
right.
At the 8:27 mark of the 2nd quarter, the score is Orleans 13 and Jefferson Parish 3. Once again, Norman Hand, Kyle Turley, and Patrick Surtain lending their names and their support and their sponsorship to this outstanding All-Star game.
Payback.
Coach.
And that's what's so great about these guys coming back and helping youngsters help put on this football game. And, you know, you got to give credit to where credit. Ron Garrett getting out there in the community, talking to them. Had a great little show this morning. A the young kids clinic when we came in to set up shop today. Had little folks all over the dome floor.
Developmental league,
Yeah,
apparently.
developmental league. I was impressed. We had them playing little games, running all over the field, and little mighty mites. And tell you what, we need to bring that concept back to Baton Rouge.
All right. Well, once again, now we've got, let's see, that's going to be Kenny Viquez, number 8, set up to do the kicking now. And here's his kick. It's Johnson deep for Orleans. He's got it at about the 2-yard line, up to the 5, to the 10. He's going to be knocked down about the 12-yard line. So good coverage on the play for Jefferson Parish, as they're feeling a little bit better about themselves, coaches. They get on the scoreboard. Once again, Orleans leads it 13-3. We're at 8:26 of the second quarter. And let's see who comes out to play quarterback for Orleans Parish. And John Johnson out of Perry Walker, completing that long touchdown pass earlier to Charles Miller out of Abramson. And on this occasion, though, here's a pitch out. It's going to be mishandled out there. That was Darrell Barnett was the quarterback on that play, and the pitch out was intended for Floyd Jones out of Perry Walker. And that one, Coach, just didn't work at all.
Barnett, number 8, it's in the ball game then. Darrell Barnett, Clark High School, passed for 1,142 yards, 528 rushing, and 15 TDs this year.
But things looking a lot better for Jefferson Parish right now. They trail it by 10, but they've got Orleans backed up to their own 2-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 20 from their own 2 for Orleans Parish. Barnett in at quarterback. 2 receivers split out to each side, 1 man in the backfield. And Barnett might have mishandled the ball again, but he's got it out here to about the 15-yard line on a nice run. And, Coach, they might actually have a chance at a 1st down here now after that nice run by Barnett. Bring up a 3rd down and 6 situation for Orleans Parish. Once again, I'm Barry Spears. That's Coach Barrett Murphy. And we're at the Norman Hand, Kyle Curley, Patrick Surtain, Jefferson Orleans All-Star Game for 2002. And a mishandle on the snap. It's Barnett again in there looking for somebody to throw to, running around, scrambling out there. He gets the pass off. It's going to be complete out here at the 22-yard line. Receiving on the play is Jarrett Hartman out of Sarah Reed. Hartman, I think, is one of 2 twin brothers in the ball game.
Possibly.
Well,
so.
you've got Jarrett Hartman, number 16, and Garrett Hartman, number 6, both out of Sarah Reed. Garrett and Jarrett sounds an awful lot like twin brothers to me, Coach.
Dynamic duo.
Absolutely.
How about that? In all my years of coaching, I
Never coached a pair of twins?
Never a pair of twins.
It was Coach Barrett Murphy, folks. For those of you who don't know, longtime coach in the Baton Rouge area, Catholic High, Bel Air High, East Ascension. I'm going to mention that too. Just a minute. College, Nicholls State, and McNeese, and he coached somebody else. You folks in Orleans might be interested in. The punt is away now, and that was a 4th down play. Fielded out there at the 30-yard line, up to the 35, to the 40, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. That was Terrence Anderson out of West Jefferson. And a little background again on my battery mate here, folks, for this ball game, Coach Barrett Murphy. If you watch the New Orleans Saints and follow the Saints, who of course played Cincinnati earlier today, we don't have a score in that game right now. Maybe we can get one before the broadcast is over. And you've seen a fellow named Michael Lewis playing for the New Orleans Saints. Say thank you to Barrett Murphy, because he was one of Michael Lewis's coaches with the Louisiana Bayou Beasts back in 1998 that helped Michael Lewis get back into football. Wynn back in at quarterback, rolling to the far side. Here's his pass. It's going to be incomplete. Wynn, once again, out of East Jefferson High School. Lucas, the intended receiver on the play. Gavin Lucas, number 9. But again, Coach Barrett Murphy helped Coach Michael Lewis, get back into football.
Oh, I love that guy. I'll tell you one thing. You know, he was the biggest vote getter on the internet voting
By fans.
by fans for anybody in NFL.
That's right.
Quite a remarkable feat.
Joe Wynn in at quarterback now. Here's a pass, and it's going to be, I think it was intended for Glenn Sins, the
Big tight
East
end.
Jefferson tight end, but Sins kind of got turned around. Coach wasn't able to find the ball.
But try to throw a little quick screen out there and didn't quite get the timing down. That's difficult with such a short practice time to pick
Now,
up.
Coach, was that a three-step drop by design, or was that just how fast the rush was coming in on him? He had to get rid of the ball.
The blue folks had a little to do with it. And, you know, these guys came to play. I guarantee you that.
3rd down and 10 from the 41-yard line for Jefferson Parish. Wynn in at quarterback. In the shotgun. Trips to the far side. Wynn looking. Here's his pass. And it's going to be over the head of the intended receiver, Jamal George, out of Landry High School. Landry listed as a defensive back in the program, in on offense right now. And Wynn will have to drop back into punt formation as it is now 4th and 10 for Jefferson Parish. Once again, they trail Orleans 13-3. 6:07 left in the second quarter. This 2002 renewal of this Orleans and Jefferson Parish Public School All-Star Game. High snap, but Wynn brings it down and gets his kick off. Nice kick over here. Bounces at the 32. It's going to be fielded by Johnson.
Tackle.
And he's going to be brought down over there finally at about the 35-yard line. Once again, Darrell Johnson out of Walker.
Tackle made, I believe, by Jimmy LeBlanc from Fisher. Defensive end, 5'10", 205. Nice coverage.
And it looks like we're going to have Darrell Barnett back in at quarterback for Orleans. He's got 3 receivers split out to the near side, 1 to the far side. He's back to pass through a 3-step drop. Here's his pass, and it's going to be incomplete out there. Intended for number 80, that's Eddie Brown out of Forte High School. Long way to run to not get any kind of reward with a reception.
Well, a reward doesn't come every time you throw the football, Barry.
You're running enough routes, you're going to catch the ball sooner or later.
That's what that other team's out there all about also.
Isn't it amazing, Coach, isn't it amazing how whenever a team loses, it's always their fault. It's never that the other team played good.
Always the case.
Yeah. Barnett, once again, in at quarterback. He's under center receivers. Split at both sides, but he's going to be trapped back for a loss.
Big loss.
Coach, it looked like he wasn't sure if he wanted to fake the handoff to his running back or not. And while he was busy making up his mind, the rush from Jefferson Parish got to him.
Number 10, Mr. Jimmy LeBlanc from Fisher, playing defensive end today.
And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 14 from the 32 for Orleans Parish.
Big sack there.
Yeah, Coach, I've never seen a sack that wasn't big for the defense.
You got a point there, Mr. Barrett.
Once again, 3rd and 14.
Some are bigger than others.
That's true. Barnett is in the shotgun. He's looking. Here's his pass. It's
nice
complete
throw
out there to the young man from Forte, Eddie Brown. Brown going to be knocked down at the 45-yard line, just short of the first down, by about a yard. He needed to get to the 46. He got to the 45. So that'll should bring up a 4th down play, 13-yard gain for Orleans Parish on the play, but he misses it. They might, Coach, they're going to go ahead and measure this.
Yeah.
So it depends on the spot. Now, you know what? As we're looking at it from here.
Is it a right foot spot or a left foot spot?
Yeah, Coach,
you know, that's a big controversy about spotting the football. You know, your right foot or your left. I've heard that controversy
well,
before.
from our angle, from our vantage point, it looks like it was a left foot spot.
Yeah, sometimes you want the right.
And as we look at it here on our monitor, Coach, he might have got it by the nose of the football, or he just missed it by that much. And of course,
it's going to be short.
And yeah, by just the nose of the football, an inch or two. That brings up an interesting point here. Now, Coach, this is an all-star game.
Go for it.
We're just playing for fun.
Go for it.
Okay. They've got a 13-3 lead here with 4:55 left in the second quarter. You'd go for it.
Well, I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, well, let's see. You know what?
You don't see the punter. 75 doesn't punt, Barry.
No, it doesn't look like he does he?
No, he looks like he's an offensive lineman. They're coming up here. They're going to bow their necks And we're going to get down and dirty right here.
Frank Wilson III is going to go for it here.
What are we doing
Now, wait
here?
a minute. Now, 75
The
just
ball
across
wasn't
and
set.
stopped somebody, but nobody else was set.
The ball was not, the official hadn't set or marked the ball for play yet. So 75 is ripping and ready to go, baby. Here we go.
Barnett is going to
And
sneak
he's
it.
got
He's
the
going to have
first
it.
down.
Yeah, no question about that,
we
but
got
a flag down
We got
now.
some laundry on the field.
Or as they say in some parts of the country, tissue on the turf.
We got a.
Now, you know, that's got to kill a coach to go for it on fourth down in a
make
situation like that, make it, and then possibly have a penalty.
We
taken
do.
away.
It's going to be against false
Yeah,
start.
yeah. Well, now that sets up a whole different situation now. And I
Looks
would
that
think
way.
that Coach Frank Wilson III is probably going to reconsider this going for it business. Yeah, here comes his punting
Here
unit.
comes the boys. We're going to put it down there, guys.
And see, that's going to be dropping back into punt formation. That's going to be Craig Davis. Once again, the wide receiver out of Perry Walker. He's listed at 6'3", 205 pounds. Good sized kid. And here's his kick.
Nice kick.
High cut punt. Fielded out there at about the 22, 23 yard line and brought down almost immediately on the play for East Jefferson is Chad Harris, who had, of course, that great reception earlier in the game. Coach got the ball down to the 10-yard line, just really stretched himself out to make a great reception.
Tackle was made by Andre Kelly, McDonough 35, defensive back.
And once again, the quarterback for Jefferson Parish is going to be Dwayne Bannister. Bannister did not start the game, Coach. That was Derek Singleton, but he seems like he's got the most time
Yes, sir.
in.
He's a young man that Coach talked about, unfortunately, was hurt for most of the season, now back in full form and doing an outstanding job.
Three receivers to the far side, one to the near side. Bannister in the shotgun. Under pressure. And he's going to be brought down out there. Sack on the play.
Let's see who that.
That was number 64.
Number 94.
Is it 94?
That's what he looks like. Carlton Johnson.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Carr, defensive lineman, 6'2", 225. Nice
Once
sack.
again, Edna Carr.
Behind the line of scrimmage. That's the kind of big guys get out.
And that'll bring up a second down and 21, so a big-time loss for Jefferson Parish on that play, as Bannister not able to escape the clutches, shall we say, of Cortland Johnson out of Carr.
Big man.
Bannister in the shotgun once again. Second down and 21 for Jefferson. He's back to pass. Being flushed out of the pocket.
Boom,
looking. Just needs to get out of bounds.
And he
does that at about the 11-yard line. And a flag down. Now, Coach, did you see a late hit?
Yeah, the official did, Barry.
Yeah, I don't guess it matters what you and I saw.
It doesn't matter what you and I saw. It's what the guy down there on the field is looking at. And you got to give those guys credit. They do an outstanding. I'm sure they from the Orleans Parish Association.
One of the associations that serves the Greater New Orleans area.
Greater New Orleans area. These guys give their time, and we had an outstanding crew in Baton Rouge yesterday also, too.
And again, there was a personal foul on the play. Maybe we'll get a chance to see the infraction here on the replay. And
there it is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It looked like he was going down, and the young man from Orleans might have had I don't know that he had any way to stop. But you know what? The gentlemen who are running the show, which is to say the fellows in the striped shirts, felt like that was a
legitimate call.
A personal foul, and they called it. So that brings up a 1st and 10 from the 24 for Jefferson. Once again, Bannister back in a shotgun. And he's looking for someone to throw to. Here's a pass way downfield. Almost a reception out there. The intended receiver on the play, Deshaun Jordan. And Coach Bannister is trying very hard to get the ball into the hands of Deshaun Jordan out of John Ehret High School. And I don't think he's been able to yet, but he sure has been trying to. Jordan, 6'1", 175 pounds, once again out of John Ehret. And it's going to bring a okay, so they did not get first down yardage on that penalty. That'll bring up a 4th down and 11. And Wynn, once again, in to punt for Jefferson. That's, once again, Joe Wynn out of East Jefferson. And the whistle stops the play. illegal substitution being called. (13-3) is our score. Orleans leads Jefferson. 3:10 left in the second quarter of today's ball game. The 5th annual
And getting
Orleans
bigger,
Jefferson.
and boy, I can't wait to see that halftime show.
Yeah. And again, now this is just the public schools now.
Right.
In Orleans and Jefferson Parish. His win is back to punt. Standing at about his own 15-yard line. Here's his kick from the 20.
High
It's going
and
to be
short.
high and short. That's right. Bounces at the 45 and out of bounds. And let's see, they're going to say that it went crossed out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Orleans Parish. So Orleans will set the ball up at that point, 1st and 10. 3:01 left in the second half, in the second quarter, rather. A lot of football left to play.
Pretty good first half. A little scoring on both sides. Good defensive. Defense sort of set the tone, and we said that big interception set the tone early.
After a fumble that set Jefferson Parish up deep in Orleans territory.
Good gosh, and that was a tremendous interception. A long one at that.
By a defensive end, no less. Barnett in at quarterback for Orleans. He's going to hand it off to his running back, and I believe that was number 18 on the carry for Orleans Parish. That's Floyd Jones. Once again, coach, another one of those Old Perry Walker players. A lot of kids out of Old Perry Walker who, of course, played for the 4A state championship just a week ago right at this very field. John Curtis won that ball game. What a great season Old Perry Walker had. And, of course, it's kind of hard to argue with John Curtis this season. Right? Barnett in a shotgun. Trips to the far side. 2 receivers split out to the near side. 1 man in the backfield with him. That was Jones. Here's a pass, and it's going to be complete out there. And that's John Johnson out of Old Perry Walker. Back in at quarterback. Receiver on the play, number 17, Julian Harris out of McDonough 35 for Orleans Parish. Big first down play for Orleans.
The Big Blues moving again.
Absolutely.
Clocks are rolling.
And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 situation at the Jefferson 39-yard line. Johnson out of Walker in the shotgun. Kind of a high snap, but he gets control of it. Here's his pass downfield. A little bumping going on out there as the intended receiver on the play was Craig Davis. But now, Coach, was that just incidental contact? Or
yes,
Davis?
incidental.
Okay,
very much so.
Obviously, that's what the call was or what the decision was.
You got to let the
referee.
guys play the game, man.
Yeah.
You're going to have some of that.
Well, you know, it is a contact sport. Kind of hard to not have contact.
That's why they wear that equipment out there. You don't see them running around there in shorts and T-shirts.
There you go. 2nd down and 10 from the 39-yard line for Orleans Parish. John Johnson out of Walker. He's going to hand off to his running back, and that's going to be James Henry out of Kennedy. Kennedy gets it up to,
Greg
Henry
Morris,
gets it up.
the young man Greg Morris from Higgins High School, defensive lineman, 6'3", 210. Shook his head, says, "You're not going to run that draw on me."
Yeah, you know what, Coach? He actually lost a yard on a play back to the 40. So that didn't work. John Johnson.
Craig lines up as a defensive end. He fell back real good, checking inside. Here we go with the rush from the outside again.
Johnson's
going
pass.
downtown.
Oh! Did he catch that ball with one hand? No, he did not.
No, he didn't, but that was a whoo.
Intended receiver on the play was Eddie Brown out of Forte. And boy, Coach, I thought we had a real beautiful one-handed catch there for just a second.
Defending were Henry Tolliver from John Aaron and number 23.
And a timeout has been called on the play.
Corey Lemieux from John Aaron. The 2 defenders back deep.
All right, Coach, let me get your opinion here. It's 4th down. You got 11 to go. You're on the other team's 40-yard line. You got a 10-point lead. Do you go for it here? With 11 to go, but you're on their end of the field.
Feeling brave, I'd go for it. I don't have to call him anymore, Barry. You know, if you ask me, I'm going to say, yeah, let's go for it. But, you know, those guys down there that work, so I don't do that anymore.
Well, if you, in your,
no, don't ask me that. I'm just having fun right now.
All right, okay.
But I would go for it. You know, it's a game, and it's an all-star game. The kids are lining up to have fun.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we're going to do
here. But
here.
it looks like the It looks like Coach Wilson is going to go ahead and do the prudent thing here and punt. Craig
Could
Davis.
be a fake.
Well, no, that's an interesting point.
Yes, indeed.
That's an interesting point. You've got, let's see, the up back is James Henry out of Kennedy once again. But another timeout call. So, and this is Frank Wilson III. And Coach Wilson, of course, is the head coach at O. Perry Walker. And again, the architect of that great season that Walker had this year.
You talk about a fine young coach. The guy, you know, I met him down at the combine last spring when they came in with some of these kids, and he brought all their folks in. Thoroughly impressed with the size and the looks of his kids. And, I mean, he's a guy that came in and put a program together, and he has put a program. But next year, going from 4A to 5A, that's quite a jump.
And they're not the only one doing it.
No, they got
that move.
They got quite a few, and they got a few people moving down. But you know, every 2 years we reclassify, and numbers are a very important part of reclassifications. And of course, some people can opt to go up, and some do. Check out
3A state champion Redemptor's moving from 3A to 4A next year.
Yeah, that's going to be a big jump for them, and they're going to be looking at some of the other folks around the state.
All right.
There it is. I told you that.
Yeah. Davis on the pass out there.
There
it's
it is.
Complete out there. And that's Darrell Johnson on the reception.
Nice
How
throw.
about that?
I called it, Coach. I knew they had something up their sleeve.
Now, did you get a little word in advance that they might pull something like that?
No. Too good a field position. Defense playing good. Look at that long downtown.
Here's a replay of it. And again, Darrell Johnson. And, Coach, you know, sometimes those receptions like that can be too easy to make, and that's when they get dropped. But Johnson maintained his poise and made a good reception of a well-thrown ball.
It's called focus.
Out there, yeah, once again, Craig Davis, the punter, throws a beautiful pass complete to Darrell Johnson. It's 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for Orleans Parish. And Johnson hands off to his running back, who's going to break into the open and into the end zone for the touchdown. And that's Leroy Lee out of Sarah Reed into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's sort of rhymes, man. Number 9 for time.
Yeah.
Out of Sarah Reed.
And that's going to extend the Orleans
Let's run
lead.
that back. We going
Orleans Parish extends their lead to 19-3 over Jefferson. And again, wow, another nice 2 big plays right there, Coach. Again, the fake punt to maintain possession of the ball, and then the big run.
call that, Barry. I call that one.
Yes, you did. And once again, Leroy Lee on the touchdown run, and they're going to go for 2. Here's Johnson with a pass
Little fade.
out there. It's going to be intended out there for Craig Davis, and some kind of interference over there on the far sideline.
We're going to have a little
far side, rather.
Real quick little face guard in there. And quarterback through the fade route. Officials pop the yellow flag. We're going to do it again.
There you go. New Orleans fans, New Orleans fans probably
Here it
don't.
Little fade route, little bump, little push, little
Now,
face
okay,
guard.
so are they calling that on Corey Lemieux out there?
Undoubtedly, he was the only one out there.
Yeah, it looks that way. So Orleans gets another shot at the 2-point conversion. Once again, John Johnson calling the signals. Split backfield, receivers out to each side. Here's his pass
to the outside.
out there once again.
He gets in, same guy.
Yeah, that's right. That's once again Leroy Lee on the reception and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that's going to make the score Orleans 21, Jefferson Parish 3 at the 32-second mark of the second quarter. So, Coach, not only do they extend their lead, but they do it within the last minute of the first half. And right now, what's going on the sideline for what's going on the sideline for Jefferson Parish right now?
Well, let's see. We got a little discussion going on here. Coach talking to somebody real serious there, but outstanding first half for the folks from Orleans Parish.
Well, more offensive fireworks than we saw yesterday in Baton Rouge, certainly.
Quite a few.
2 offensive touchdowns, 2 offensive scores for Orleans, 1 defensive score, and again they lead Jefferson by a score 21-3. Jefferson Parish had a good drive for the field goal, another good possession, which they were not able to put anything on the board. And again, right now they only have 3 points in the ball game. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Orleans leading at 21-3. And again, Coach, we're looking forward to that great halftime show from the All-Star Band, which has been assembled. And we presume that this is an All-Star Band assembled from both Orleans and Jefferson Parish. And of course, we had an opportunity before the broadcast began to see and hear this outstanding All-Star Band rehearsing. And wow, we're looking forward to a great halftime show. Davis's squib kick, he is going to be fielded down there at the 11 by, I think that's Davis. He's up to the 30, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 33 to 34 yard line. Once again, it's Chad Harris actually on the return for Jefferson Parish. 22 seconds left, and if you're Hank Tierney, Coach, what do? Do you put it up, try to get someone up there, or do you just try to get out of this half and get regrouped?
Well, they got about 22 seconds. I would imagine he's going to get that shotgun and maybe go downtown.
Well, Bannister in at quarterback again out of
He's
John
the man.
Eric. Bannister has been in the shotgun, I think almost the entire time that he's been in the ball game. He's in there now in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers split out to the far side, 1 to the near side, 1 man in the backfield with Bannister in the shotgun.
Comes the rush.
He's looking. He's being flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be knocked down out there. Tackle on the play by Nick Watkins for Carr and out of Orleans Parish.
6'2", 205. One of Coach Watney's young men.
He seemed to be doing very well in this ball game.
Got
There's 4 of them right there. You see?
Got a lot of yellow hats out there,
I
gold
noticed there's
hats.
4 of them right there. All
And they
from
all
in the car.
group up and they congratulate one another. And that's the end of the first half, Barry.
All right, so the first half is in the books in this 2002 Orleans-Jefferson Public School All-Star Game. And again, the score at halftime, Orleans 21 and Jefferson Parish 3. And the All-Star Band is getting ready to come out onto the field now, and we're looking forward to that outstanding halftime show. Of course, again, we've got Coach Fred Allen down on the field, and Coach Fred might have a guest or two to talk to during halftime. We'll have to see how that works out.
No, tell him to go on the other side. He ain't gonna want to come.
Again, the All-Star Band getting lined up. Now, we're just going to let this band play for a little while. Is that right, Coach?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little playing, huh? Let him play a little bit.
We're gonna show this band.
We're gonna
right?
showcase the band, huh, Mike? Yes, sir. We're gonna do it. The big All-Star Band. We're gonna let them do their thing. Look at here.
Here they go right now.
Boy, this is
Enjoy this outstanding.
Over your seats as I say to you, behold the greatest show on earth, featuring that fantastic showcase marching band, otherwise known as the biggest, the baddest, the best band of producing the 2002-2003 version of the Orleans Parish All-Star Marching Band.
a lot of variation out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get things started right with a blast from the past featuring Motown Philly. Boys and men.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're on the sideline here at halftime with Mr. Ron Garrett, athletic director for Orleans Parish. Ron, how you feel about the first half?
Hey, I'm loving every minute of it. I think, everything is working out for us. Hey, we're really good at it, really good.
Well, I tell you what, it looks like you got a good crowd, and I know the fans are pretty excited that Orleans Parish and Jefferson Parish are getting after it.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely going at one another. Hey, but it's not about winning and losing. It's about providing scholarships for the kids, and that's what we want to do.
Well, that's the thing we want to bring up is what this money goes to and the purpose of this All-Star game.
Well, the purpose is just to kind of profile the kids. The money that we get from the particular game, the game proceeds and whatever, we turn it back over to the next game. So it's not about making money, it's about profiling the kids. And we want to thank Norman Hand, Kyle Turley, and especially Patrick Surtan for all of their sponsorship.
Well, I tell you what, it's a great thing y'all started here in this parish and in this Orleans Parish, Jefferson Parish, and other All-Star games around the state have kind of picked up after y'all.
Oh, yeah, like in Baton Rouge, they wind up piggybacking off of what we did. But we good to be pioneers in this. We're really glad.
Well, anytime you can do something to help the young people in athletics or whatever it is, it's a positive.
But this is a total package. Like you see, we got the bands, we got All-Star band, we got All-Star cheerleaders, we got All-Star dance teams. Hey, it is a total package. That's what I think makes it work. Also, the Superdome helps us make this work also.
Well, I tell you what, it's great that you got so many young people involved in this, and I know this means a lot to a lot of these young men and ladies because this might be their last opportunity to perform, on the high school level.
Oh yeah, most likely it will be a lot of their last time participating, but we really want to thank everybody for it, and we hope that they'll go out in a bang.
Last thing I want to ask you, Ron, is how many young men over the last 5 years or so have been able to continue their football careers on the college level due to this game?
Well, we usually average maybe about 40, 45 to 50 scholarships per year. We started this in '98, so we have about 150, 160 scholarships. This year we're looking to get maybe about 50 scholarships. Over the practice, especially in Orleans Parish, we had about nine college coaches per day came to the practices.
Well, that's great for these young men because this gives them an opportunity to get seen one more time and possibly, as you mentioned, earn a scholarship to one of these colleges. And to some of these families, that means a lot.
That means a lot, especially when the average scholarship is, especially like going to Tulane or a major college, is $28,000 a year. So we're talking about, a major impact on the money. Last year, just in Orleans Parish School alone, we had 100 scholarships.
Well, what can you say, folks? Great opportunity for young men and women. This All-Star game really is a good thing for Orleans Parish and Jefferson Parish, and Ron Guerin should be thanked for what he does for the young people, and I know we're happy to have you on today.
Thank you a lot.
Okay, guys, we're going to throw it back up to the booth.
All right, Barry, we're back. Ron Garrett, sort of the founder of this concept, I'd say, for these All-Star games. A tremendous accomplishment, great guy. I coached against Ron when I was in EA with Carr High School and Don Watney and all the guys. And our relationships have always been good, and he's a remarkable guy. He does a tremendous job for the folks at Orleans Parish and his crew, Mr. Russell and all the gang. They work hard to promote this ball game.
And of course, Coach, anytime you try something new, sometimes there can be some resistance to it, and they probably
There's always that resistance.
They have probably had to overcome some of that. Obviously, they have, and again, in the 5th year, and of course, there are a lot of people go into making something like this work, Coach. Who are some of the other folks that contributed to get this game on the field?
Miss Sandra Roussel, special programs and events coordinator. Of course, a good friend, Walter Tillman, who is a volunteer that helps Coach Ron Garrett with game preps and everything. Got to meet him, a fantastic guy, and does a great job. And then over on the other side, Manny Baraka, Jefferson Parish, his Secretary Koditha Armand, athletic secretary. He's got like a one-man show, he and his secretary, to do the job, but, you know, outstanding. Does a tremendous job, promotes it for Jefferson Parish, and these guys work hard. And, I mean, what else can you say? Like we say back home, the real deal is high school sports.
Now, obviously, they believe that down here, Coach, too, because, again, a lot of great programs here in the greater New Orleans area, and obviously a lot of talent, as we're seeing again today. Just some outstanding play on the field. Again, we've seen a big offensive touchdown by Orleans. We've seen a big defensive touchdown by Orleans. We've seen them also drive down, execute a fake punt to set up another touchdown, and just an all-around outstanding performance by Orleans Parish. Jefferson Parish trailing right now 21-3 at halftime, but actually Jefferson Parish has played some good football, in my opinion, in the first half, only able to get 3 points on the board, but overall I would think that I have to say that Jefferson Parish has done some good things also. Now, we might have another interview set up with Coach Fred Allen down on the field. Hopefully we'll get that on in just a few minutes. Once again, we're at halftime. The 2002 Orleans-Jefferson Parish Public School All-Star Game. Orleans leading Jefferson by a score of 21-3. And again, the way this thing happened, of course, the scoring opened early in the game. Orleans Parish received the opening kickoff after Jefferson Parish had won the toss.
All right, we're here on the sidelines with Jay Sarabola with Coca-Cola. And Jay, why don't you tell everybody what your title is and what your responsibility is with this game?
Yeah, I'm actually the education market manager for Coca-Cola's Gulf States division. And, you know, we're just so excited about this football game. And not just the football game, but bringing them to cheerleaders, the dance teams, the homecoming queens. It's a great opportunity for Orleans and Jefferson Parish to come together and show, hey, we can be great kids in this community.
Well, I know Coca-Cola is always a big backer of athletics and high school level and on college and above, and today's game is no exception.
Absolutely not. You know, it's all about having fun and getting kids together saying, hey, we can be a good community and let's get something going and make these kids get educated and go get some good job in the state of Louisiana.
Well, I know y'all proud of what y'all have done here and what y'all doing across the state, and I know Orleans Parish and Jefferson Parish got to be happy with Coca-Cola Company for supporting the program.
Very happy, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Well, we appreciate what Coca-Cola does for All-Star and all the athletes in high school, and this is Fred Allen from the sideline. We'll send it back up.
All right, thank you, Fred, for that interview. We appreciate that. And, Coach, once again, we were talking about what happened in the first half. And, again, the way this thing went down, Jefferson Parish won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, kicked off to Orleans Parish. Orleans not able to move the ball. Actually, there was a fumble, if I remember correctly, a turnover. So Jefferson Parish now had the ball inside the Orleans 15-yard line, if I remember correctly. And then on the third down play, Norman Randall, a defensive end on the right side for Orleans Parish, intercepted a pass and returned it 85, at least 85 yards for a touchdown.
Like 90, more like 90 to me.
Might very well have been.
But I mean, it was a tremendous return. It's something that young man will never forget. In the dome, interception, take it to the house.
Absolutely, and of course that gave Orleans Parish a lead. The extra point attempt was no good, and they led 6-0. Later on, Orleans was able to extend their lead when a long pass play was completed. I believe it was John Johnson, and he completed a pass to Charles Miller right down the middle of the field, and Miller was able to rush right down the middle of the hash marks and split the receivers and into the end zone on the long touchdown pass. And that extended the Orleans lead to 13-0. Jefferson got on the scoreboard with a field goal. They had one good possession that resulted in no points. Another possession they finally get on the board, and it was 13-3. Then later in the second quarter, Orleans Parish is driving. They appear to have the drive appears to have stalled, but they throw a pass on a fake punt, and once again their punter, Craig Davis, completes the pass to Darrell Johnson, that keeps that drive alive, and then Johnson is able to, or rather gets the ball to Leroy Lee. Actually, it was a handoff, and Leroy Lee runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Then, after a penalty, gives them a second chance to go for a 2-point conversion. Johnson hits Lee in the corner of the end zone, so he got all 8 points on that particular possession, and that upped the score to Orleans 21 and Jefferson Parish 3, which of course where it stands right now.
And right now on the field, we have the queens from the various schools, if I'm not mistaken. You know, they have a tremendous banquet, and the band, the players, everybody's involved with Ron and these guys, and this is truly an outstanding event. When you look across the stadium, got a pretty good turnout today. Couldn't play in better conditions. You know, we sit back, rock back, taking it easy, and enjoying a great halftime show. I'm really impressed with the various colors, and they talk about Christmas. We got a little Christmas out on the field with all these colors.
And of course, Christmas coming up this week. And
you know, this game's a week later.
I haven't said yet Happy Holidays, by the way.
No, I'll say Merry
Christmas. Well, all the way around.
Yeah, I'm a Merry Christmas guy. But anyway, just the organization to get, how many band members? 400? That's a monumental
well, I'm sure it was
achievement
I'm
right
sure
there.
It was quite a task getting that band together. And, you know, those kids work just as hard at what they're doing as the athletes and football players do.
You got to give them credit.
In fact, you know, it can be actually very athletic being in the band.
And I'll tell you one thing, that band director coaches as hard as any coach. Because I saw him last year and this year, he's out there directing those guys and those ladies, and he's telling them, hey, you get here, you get there, and they do it quick. They do it quick.
Oh, absolutely. And again, now these young ladies were the various homecoming queens from the participating schools. Is that what?
I don't know exactly how that works, Barry, but all I know is they got a lot of them out there, and they look very nice, dressed very well.
Right. And once again, we're at halftime, a rather extended halftime here in the Louisiana Superdome.
You got to
get a lot of folks.
You got to let get in. Little ladies and gentlemen do their thing.
That's right. Once again, the score: Orleans 21, Jefferson 3.
We're getting ready to take a little break here, Barry, but it's been an exciting first half. Like you said, Orleans Parish leads the folks from Jefferson 21-3. Super athletes on the field. What can I say? Are we having fun yet? Yes.
I would think so.
I know I am. It's just great to get out here every year. And I really look forward to it. And of course, we did our little thing in Baton Rouge, and here's hoping that Ron's concept will get bigger and bigger and engulf the state.
Now, of course, we've got the game here, the game in Baton Rouge. How many other games do we know about that are being played?
There are at least 2 more that I know of that are being. So we got about 4 in the state right now that's really going on.
Now, is one of those City of Shreveport versus City of
No,
Monroe?
but that's in the making.
That's in the making. And again, this is just speculation on my part. I would think that Lafayette, Lake Charles, and Challenge between those two cities would be outstanding.
Well, we're going to throw it over to the guys with all the know-how, the mixing masters, and all the guys right here. We're going to take a little break.
Sidelines right before the start of the second half. We've got Coach Frank Wilson, head coach of the Orleans team, up 21-3. Also the head coach of Old Perry Walker, who lost in the finals to John Curtis. But I tell you what, had an outstanding season and an outstanding coaching career so far. Coach, what can we expect from y'all in the second half?
Offensively, we want to continue to try to move the ball. Defensively, they've gassed us a couple of times, but we feel good about what we're doing. The kids are trying hard, and they're playing sound football. So we want to continue to do what we've done thus far, and we feel comfortable in doing that.
Well, I tell you what, I know the kids got to be happy about playing in this All-Star game because for most of them, it's the last chance to be able to play in a football game, and for some, a chance to possibly go on to the next level.
I mean, we're blessed enough where we're going to have this game actually televised. That's the luxury of it. And some of these kids haven't been offered or have any confirmation of trips. So it does well for them. It's more important for them because it gives some of them an opportunity or a second chance to get college scouts to get a look at them.
Well, a question about Eau Perry this year. Tell you what, outstanding season, had an outstanding group of young men play for you this year. Came a little short in the dome. Your thoughts?
Thought the kids did an outstanding job taking us to untraded territories where Eau Perry Walker had never been in at the 4 or 5A level, nor the Orleans Parish team had been since 1954. So definitely we're thrilled that we got that far, but still a little unfinished business, and hopefully next year we can make a run again.
Well, that was my next question, Coach. What does the 2003 year look for Eau Perry Walker, senior-wise and experience-wise?
Full of optimism. Offensively and defensive line-wise, we're pretty well. Got to replace some skilled guys, but as long as you're front in the trench, good in the trenches, that's well. So we feel good about what we're doing.
Well, coaches, I tell you what, fans, what a great coach we got here. Frank Wilson, one of the young, good coaches in the state of Louisiana, had an outstanding season, and they're ahead right now 21-3. We're going to take it back in the second half. We're going to take it back up to the booth. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, guys, are we back? It looks like there was a pretty good interview. Exceptional young coach down there, Frank Wilson III from OPW. Barry, your thoughts?
Well, Coach, I'll tell you, it's just an outstanding job at Eau Perry Walker by Coach Wilson. Again, as you said, a young coach, and he doesn't look like he's much more than 30 years old.
Well, if he stays around the game long enough, it might age him.
I mean, I know that you're only 27 yourself.
Yeah, sure. Barry, I appreciate the comment.
But again, Coach Wilson just did an outstanding job at Eau Perry Walker. They came a long way in a short period of time, and just did a great job in the 4A ranks this year. And boy, what can you say? Just an outstanding job of coaching by that young man for his school. And again today with the Orleans Parish squad here,
up 21-3.
That's right. So it's time for a second half of football here. And again, Orleans leads at 21-3 over Jefferson Parish. And if you're Hank Tierney, what did you say to your squad at halftime, and how do you get back into this thing right now? Because you've known Coach Tierney a while.
Hey, come out here and play hard. We got to score. We got to get back in the ball game.
And it looks like, of course, Orleans will be kicking off to Jefferson Parish. Again, Jefferson had won the toss and deferred to the second half. Now they're kind of confused about who's going to be defending which goal line to start here in the second half.
Well, they're warming them up, Barry. That's what they're trying to do there.
Get that blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah, they've been after a pretty lengthy half.
That was a long halftime, but again,
you got to do it. Those kids work hard, and I believe in that.
Well, the band kids will do work hard too, and they deserve their moment in the sun also.
Moment in the dome. Air conditioned.
This is true.
Beautiful facility. Rock back and listen to some great music.
Absolutely, and we sure had that at halftime. Once again, Orleans 21, Jefferson 3. We're getting ready for the second half of the ball game tonight, and Craig Davis will be kicking off for Orleans Parish. And back deep to receive that kickoff for Jefferson Parish. Once again, Benny Lee in the middle. Also, Chad Harris. And let's see, also Clarence Hunter. Here's Davis's kick. And it's going to come down to, I believe that's Hunter, who's at the 20-yard line. He gets up to he actually gives up some ground, but winds up back at around the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. Once again, Clarence Hunter on the return for Jefferson Parish. And Coach, this is one of the reasons why you defer. You might be behind, and you want that ball to start the second half. Coming out at quarterback for Jefferson Parish, once again, the outstanding young man from John Ehret, Dwayne Bannister, who missed several games during the regular season, but he's had the lion's share of the snaps for Jefferson Parish. And once again, as almost the entire first half, Coach, he's back in there in a shotgun formation. 2 receivers split out to the far side, 1 to the near side. There's a pass out into the flat. That's out there to his receiver, Hunter. And Hunter gets up to about the 22-yard line, so a gain of maybe 2 on the play as we have the second half underway here.
Big play made by Cortland Johnson from Carr, defensive lineman, 6'2", 225, who has had a pretty good football game.
Absolutely, and it was actually a 3-yard gain on the play, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 from the 24-yard line for Jefferson Parish. Once again, they need to get some offense going here, maintain a little ball control, and put some points on the board as they trail it 21-3 here as we start the second half of tonight's game. Bannister in the shotgun, trips to the near side, and he's going to throw a little short screen pass out here to his receiver. And again, once again, that's Hunter. And Hunter is going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Nice gain on the play for Jefferson Parish. Once again, Hunter out of West Jefferson. He's listed at 5'9", 190 pounds.
The man making a tackle was Mr. Nick Watkins from Carr, linebacker, 6'2", 205.
Watkins having a nice game for Orleans Parish.
Big gold helmets from Carr standing out today.
Boy, there's 3 of them on the field right now. We've seen clumps of 4 and 5 of them out there. Bannister in a deep shotgun, 3 receivers split out to the far side, 1 to the near side. 1 man in the backfield with Bannister. He's looking for a receiver. No, he's going to run. He's to the 30, 35, to the 40, to the 45. He's going to slide down, and depending on where they give him a spot, Coach, he'll be at the 46 or the 47-yard line. Nice little quarterback draw there out of the shotgun by Bannister.
Tell you what, he's an outstanding athlete. It's a shame that a guy of that caliber had to get hurt during the season. I know there were some coaches that coached that young man that truly had to be really upset about what happened to him.
And that's true, Coach, but you know there's a silver lining to just about every cloud.
This ball game.
This ball game, but also some young man got a chance to get some experience while Dwayne was on the bench. So, and he'll be a better quarterback, whoever that young man was, for John Ehret next year. Trips to the near side. Bannister looking. Here's his pass. It's going to be complete out there to his receiver, Deshaun Jordan. But instantly Jordan is knocked down
by my man, Mr. Darrell Johnson.
Darrell Johnson out there, okay.
Defensive back, all everything, all Metro, all state, all, you name it, the guy can do it.
And a flag on the play, and it looks like it might be a penalty. The Jefferson Parish players are expecting it to be a penalty on Orleans.
Might have been roughing the passer here.
From the positioning of the flag, Coach, and the amount of yardage being stepped off, I think you might just have a good thought there about what that penalty was.
Big yardage.
The step off is down to the Orleans 35-yard line, a major penalty right there. And again, we think it was roughing the passer. Bannister out of John Ehret, once again still in a quarterback. And he might actually go under center this time, Coach. Trips to the near side, he is. He's going to go under center. He's been in the shotgun most of the game. Reverse. Here's a handoff once again. That's Hunter. And you know what? Didn't work. No gain in the play. Might have actually lost a yard or 2 actually on the play.
Linebacker Nick Watkins. Boy, he's very active. Read that well, pursued well. Shut it down.
Now, Coach, are we picking offensive and defensive players of the game, anything like that?
They're doing that down there.
Okay. I'll tell you
we
what,
don't have to do that.
Well, that's fine with me. I'll tell you what, Watkins might be in line for defensive player of the
he's
game.
there.
Called his name several times tonight as Bannister is back in that shotgun again with receivers.
Bad snap.
Bad snap. And Bannister is able to recover the ball back on about the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. Big loss for Jefferson and coaches. Things like that just drive Hank Tierney to tears.
Well, that's what kills the drive.
Yeah.
Number 10, Dominique Cooper from Walker, defensive lineman, 6'4", 215, had a good rush from the outside.
And coaches, Bannister looking a little gimpy to you. It looks like he's coming over. He's got a little bit of a limp. Singleton back in here might be replacing Bannister. No, he is going to stay in the ball game, but I tell you, he does have a little bit of a limp. And it looks like another penalty will bring the ball back up to the 30-yard line. So again, Orleans is Well, they're trying to help Jefferson Parish out here a little bit. Bannister still in at quarterback. He's in a shotgun. Singleton in also. He's a receiver split out to the near sideline. Hunter goes in motion to the near side. Now you've got trips on the near sideline. Bannister's going to run a draw play. He's to the 30. Coming over here to the near sideline to the 25. And out of bounds, 25-yard line. Nice quarterback draw play there, Coach.
Guy's a super athlete. He's the kind of guy that can make things happen. You give him a crease, you give him a seam, he'll find it. Good speed, strong-looking young man, very strong.
And again, now, Coach, was it an ankle injury, perhaps?
All I know, he was hurt during the season. That's all I could get from Coach. Everybody coming in was in a big hurry to get set up, and that's what Coach Hank told me. Early season injury.
Because he has a little bit of a limp, but he sure did not let it affect him on that previous play. He's under center on this one. 1st and 10, the 25.
Speed option down the line.
And he's going to keep the ball, and he's going to get a couple of yards on the play.
Boy, he was swarmed over by a whole host of the folks from Orleans Parish. Good team pursuit, speed option down the line. That was taken care of real quick.
There's 4 of those Edna Clark helmets out there again.
See a lot of those gold helmets running around out there.
Yeah.
Boy, they get to that football.
They can see a young man out there from Carver also.
Big number 44, Norman Randall, who had a big pick for TD.
Receivers split out to both the left and the right side, near and far sides, 2 on each side. As Singleton in at quarterback, he hands off to his running back.
Number 21. Young man from Fisher, if I'm not mistaken.
Scott Blanda on the carry.
Over 2,000 yards rushing this year, man.
Wow, why haven't we been seeing the ball in his hands more often today?
Outstanding. Had a great year from Fisher High School.
And he's going to get the ball down there to about the 17-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 at the 17 for Jefferson Parish. Once again, Singleton in at quarterback now for Bannister. Double wing formation. Here's a handoff to Lee. Lee sweeping into the far side. Cuts up the middle. And he's going to be out to the 5-yard line. Outstanding run by Benny Lee out of East Jefferson. Nice
I like that little guy. I mean, he's got great speed. He's hard to find once he hits it up in there.
That's right. Once again, out of EJ. 5'8", 167 pounds.
He's got a little... All right, here's the replay on it. There's the counter tray. 2 big tackles pulling, filling up the hole. He got behind those 2 big pulling linemen, and I think the people lost him all up in the shuffle. Cut it back against the grain. Great job.
And Coach, again, one of the reasons, the main purpose of this game is to help kids who are maybe going to slip through the cracks. Maybe get a chance to get a scholarship.
Buddy Lee might be one.
Okay. Now, you coached at McNeese and Nichols. Let's talk about that after this play. Singleton with a double wing formation. Here's a handoff to his running back. He's going to be knocked down. And that's Pat Wilkson out of Bonneville on the carry there. And I think he lost a yard or 2 on the play.
Well, another active young person there was Travis Berry. We got 2 linebackers. I mean, these guys, Randall, Berry, one from Walker, one from Card. These guys are playing a tremendous defensive football game.
Now, Coach, again, you coached at McNeese and at Nichols State. You look at a kid like Benny Lee. Is this a kid who could play in the Southland Football League?
You give him a good look because special teams, things of that nature. He's got good speed, foot speed. He's a good-looking young man.
All right, that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 from the 8-yard line. Bannister back in the shotgun, trips to the far side. Here's a pass. Boy, he didn't wait very long. He just put it up, and it's going to be incomplete.
Oh,
but
we
flags
got flags
down
all over
everywhere.
the field.
All right, intended out there for Deshaun Jordan of John Ehret High School. You had double coverage, Coach, and somebody put their hands on it. By the way, I mentioned McNeese. I want to extend my congratulations to my good friend, and I'm sure if someone you know also Coach Tommy Tate,
good
head
guy.
coach at McNeese State. What an outstanding season the Cowboys had over at Lake Charles this year. Obviously the champions of the Southland Football League. They played for the Division I AA National Championship this past Friday night, falling short as they had to beat Western Kentucky University for the 2nd time in 1 year. That's not hard to do. And the Hilltoppers win the national championship. But again, a great season for McNeese. Congratulations to Tommy Tate and everybody with the Cowboys.
A lot of these guys could possibly end up in McNeese. You
Good.
know,
And Nick, there's a
good
lot worse
possi-
places you could go to play college football.
Tell
than
you
go to
what,
school.
they do an outstanding job.
Bannister in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. Bannister's going to keep it this time. Might have a shot. Down to the 1-yard line.
Boy. That guy is an athlete.
He's very active. And again, now Singleton out of West Jefferson started at quarterback, but he's actually played most of the game as a receiver. Again, the 7-5A MVP. But Bannister, obviously an outstanding athlete who probably did not receive the accolades that he should have received because of the injury that forced him to miss several games.
That's what Coach Hank Tierney was telling me coming into the gate. He says, be sure and watch this young man. We got a change in quarterback.
Yeah, Singleton in the quarterback now. They're on the 1-2-yard line. On the 1. Singleton going to try to quarterback sneak it, and he's in for the touchdown.
We got another ball game going on here.
All right, so that's going to make it 21-9 for, again, the lead continuing to be in the hands of Orleans Parish over Jefferson. Now, Coach, what do? Do you go for 1? You go for 2 here?
Well, they lining up the team, and Mr. Vasquez, and I think they're going to chip it through, Barry.
Okay, right now the percentages are not high enough to go for 2 at this point. It doesn't do you enough good.
Not really.
All
Good
right.
kicker like this young man here. Put that point up there. It's 21-10.
Kenny Viquez out of Bonneville will do the kicking out of Glenn's hold. Wynn's hold, excuse me. The kick is up and it's good. And that's going to make it 21 Orleans, 10 Jefferson. Once again, Orleans 21, Jefferson 10.
Coach Hank got a little pep talk going on out there in that locker room, and the guys came out a little fired up this half.
That's right, and then once again, we just saw the replay, Coach, again, as Derek Singleton sneaks it in to the end zone for the touchdown. And again, Coach Hank Tierney, he's got 3 pretty good quarterbacks in the team. And Singleton started the game. Bannister has played most of the time, but then again, don't count out Joe Wynn. We've seen him in mostly as a punter, but he's been in for a few snaps at quarterback as Hank Tierney is spreading the quarterbacking duties around pretty good. But obviously Bannister out of John Errett just doing an outstanding job, even though they've only just got their 10th point on the board. And Viquez will now be kicking off for Jefferson Parish. Let's see, you've got Daryl Johnson deep to receive, along with Romulus Mayo, number 7, and also number 15 back there, Charles Miller, who had that great reception for the touchdown.
Here we go.
Viquez's kickoff. Wow, what a good kick that is.
That's
and
out.
Johnson is back in the end zone. And of course, in National High School Federation rules, into the end zone is automatically a touchback. What do you think of that rule, Coach?
I think it's good. I like it.
And in college football, and obviously in the pros, you can return a kick out of the end
How about
zone.
arena? You can play it off the net.
I was wondering how long it's going to take you to bring up arena ball.
That's something my boy Michael Lewis played and caught a few off the nets, man.
You know, it was great the way Michael, he had such incredible speed, still does, obviously.
For a guy his age,
yeah,
he can run.
He's just a second year man, Coach.
I know it. That's amazing. Really, first year.
Yeah,
really, first year.
For all practical purposes, shotgun formation for Orleans Parish. That's John Johnson for Mo Perry Walker, and Johnson does not like something that he saw defensively and calls timeout. Now, what do you think he spotted right there, Coach? What is the quarterback looking at? His reads are off the linebacker and the safety. Is that the way it works?
Well,
what did he see?
Usually pre-snap read, and depending on what they're being taught, is your free safety. You check him and you see where he is located in the field, and most of the time you read the drops of the linebackers. But it's sort of, I would imagine, very basic and very vanilla offense and defense for this type of ball game. But undoubtedly, he saw something going to. Of course, you got Coach Wilson on the sideline, who was his coach during the year. So maybe he caught his eye and saw something, and they're going to go over and talk about it. They back out on the field to see if they can make something happen.
All right, so that was a short timeout. And Orleans Parish back out of the field with receivers split out to both sides. One man going in motion to the far side now again. Johnson in a shotgun. Looks like he's going to keep it. It's an option play, an end-around option. And the running back, as number 8, is reversing his field. He's out to the 15-yard line, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds, run out of bounds over there. And that was Darrell Barnett, who's the backup quarterback, the other quarterback on the team. And again, both of these coaches utilizing all the personnel they've got. Some of your best athletes are your quarterbacks. You got two quarterbacks, so you use one of them in a different
Well,
position.
here's the play again one more time. And one guy I want to point out here, if I'm not mistaken, is Alvin Johnson, who sort of made this, all of a sudden stopped this play, turned the other way, and made it go back the other way, which was a big save that a lot of people didn't see.
2nd down and 15 for Orleans. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers split out to either side. Flag drops.
Got a flag.
Somebody did something they weren't supposed to do before the ball was snapped. Now let's see. It looks like this is going to be against Jefferson Parish. Coach, what I never have understood is how can you line up offside? All you got to do is look and see where the ball is and stay behind it.
That's because you don't look at the ball. That's simple. Now, just like on defense, you're supposed to key the football. How do you get offside? It's a game of focus. That funny looking little football out there, you got to keep it. You got to watch it.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Shotgun formation. And a bad snap out there. And Johnson picks it up and manages to gain back a couple of the yardage. It's actually, he's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play on the bad snap. Give Johnson credit for the poise, enough poise, coach, to get regain possession of the ball and not either lose possession for his team or lose any more yardage than they did.
Nice play by Jamal Walton, John Ehret. Nice play, 6'2", 215-pound, number 91.
3rd down and 13 from the 17-yard line for Orleans Parish. Receivers split out to both sides, 2 on either side actually. 1 man in the backfield with John Johnson from O. Perry Walker. He's looking for someone to throw the ball to, and he's going to be sacked right there at the 10-yard line. And another loss for O. Perry Walker, and a nice defensive rush right there for Jefferson Parish.
Matt Chester, Riverdale, defensive lineman, 6 foot, 200 pounds, big sack.
So it's a punting situation for Orleans Parish, and that's going to bring in Craig Davis, who, of course, coach threw a beautiful pass on a fake punt in the first half that set up the last touchdown for Orleans Parish. Somehow, I don't think he's going to try that same play again here, though.
Watkins and Henry back deep for my men from Orleans Parish.
Davis's punt is kind of shallow. It's going to be fielded out there at the 44-yard line. And he's got a... Yeah, he might be. He's to the 20-yard line before he's knocked down. And just an outstanding return. I hope we've got a replay of that one. That was too much fun to not see again. And once again, that was going to be Chad Harris out there out of West Jefferson Parish.
We got a replay coming here.
West Jefferson High School out of Jefferson Parish. Here's
nice punt.
Yeah.
Short. He feels it. Look at here. Watch his cutback. Oh!
Great
Eludes a tackler there.
Right there. That might look a little bit like Michael right
there.
there.
Yeah, and I think, you know what he saw? He saw that end zone.
Yeah. Okay, Singleton in at quarterback. He's back to pass. Pulls it down. He didn't find anybody open and manages to make a nice positive gain out of it, Coach.
Nice gain.
And you know what, Coach? I think he was about to throw the ball. I don't think that was a fake a pump, but the receiver was covered.
Well covered.
Very well covered. And he said, well, I'm just going to have to keep the ball. And he gets the ball down to the 9-yard line.
Tucked it and took off.
So a nice offensive play there. Good recovery by Singleton, who found his receiver open. Apparently did not have a secondary receiver he felt he could go to, and made positive yards on it. In fact, made a first down. It's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for Jefferson Parish, trying to get this game tied up. Singleton in at quarterback. He's gonna hand off to his running back. And let's see.
Big stop by Ricky Pittman from Walker, defensive lineman, 6 foot, 270 pounds. OPW.
So, no gain on the play. 2nd down and 8. 2nd and goal from the 8, actually. And look at this. Wynn is in out of PJ now. Wynn's going to roll around to the near sideline, looking to throw the ball, looking to find somebody open. He's going to make a positive gain out of it. And, Coach, he got down to about the 1-yard line before he was knocked out of bounds. And I'd like to see more of Joe Wynn. I like the way that young man ran with the football. Good-sized kid, and makes positive yardage out of it, gets his team down inside the 2-yard line. Well, no, they're going to say he went out of bounds at the 5.
What do we got? Field goal coming up here, Coach?
Well, let's see. Third down. No, I think Singleton's going to come back in. Wynn goes in and runs that one play.
We got a third down coming up, Barry.
Third down and goal from the 5-yard line.
That's my man.
Yeah, here he is again. Bannister back in the ball game now.
He's going to run it.
Quarterback draw.
There he is.
Spinning out to the far side. He's going to be brought down for a loss back at the 10-yard line.
Number 3, Nick Watkins, car, 6'2", 205, comes up and makes a big tackle. Looks like my man had a little outside room there, but flows it fast with a blue shirt.
Again, that was Bannister on the carry, back in at quarterback on that play. I think that was his first play on this particular possession. And so Kenny Viquez from Bonneville High School comes in to once again attempt a field goal. If he makes it, that would up the score to 21-13.
Times are clicking. We got 14 seconds left in the third, Barry.
Right, Viquez will be kicking from the 17-yard line, so it's a 27-yard attempt for Kenny Viquez from Bonneville High School. The kick is up.
Yep.
And it's good.
Little man, strong foot. Woo! I like that little guy. He needs to be playing somewhere on a Saturday.
Yeah. Kenny Viquez is 5'9", weighs 160 pounds.
But he's got a leg that's probably like 200-pound swing.
You don't have to be big to be a good
All you got to do is have that momentum and that power. That was one of the things also that Coach Tierney told me, that if it came down to closeness, he thought they had to kick it to win it.
Well,
he might be right.
They've chipped away, certainly.
They chipping.
And they, by the way, Coach, while all that was happening, the third quarter came to an end.
Well, I tried to tell you that 14 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. Well, what can I tell you?
I can tell you this. This is getting to be a very interesting football game.
21-13, Orleans continues to lead it, but Jefferson Parish chipping away. And, Coach, wouldn't you say that Jefferson Parish kind of had the best of things offensively there in the third quarter?
Definitely so. Tell you what, we got to find out what Coach Hank told him at halftime. We might market it.
Here's the problem, Coach. They've only got 2 field goals out of it.
Well, that means
you can't be wasting. You've had a couple of good offensive possessions, but all they've gotten out of it is field goals. Here's Viquez's kickoff.
It's out of here.
And that's going to be down there to Johnson at the 1-yard line. He's up to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, the 25, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 27-yard line. If that's where they spot it. That looks like what it should be to me. 11:51 now left in the ball game.
We got a young man down, and that's the young man that made the tackle.
And, of course, that's the thing that everybody sweats about in these all-star games.
Young folks getting hurt.
Yeah. 11:51 left in the ball game. Orleans leads at 21-13. Again, a player down on about the 27-yard line where the tackle was made. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 28. And while we're at it, well, let's see. The injured player was Kenneth Gray out of Riverdale. Need to give a little acknowledgement, of course, to the coaching staff of Orleans Parish.
Well, I don't know.
We talked about Jefferson Parish earlier, didn't we, Coach?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yes, we did. It was we need to talk about these coaches from Orleans Parish after this play.
We'll get a little break here. We want to acknowledge their fine work and everything that these coaches do.
John Johnson's back in a shotgun formation with 2 running backs in the backfield with him. 2 receivers split it on their side. Here's a handoff. And you're going to have a gain of 3 or 4 yards on the play. And let's see, that was Darrell Barnett on the carry. So Barnett listed as a quarterback, getting a lot of time as a running back. Of course, again, Frank Wilson III of O'Perry Walker is the head coach for Orleans Parish. Here's a handoff. And we're going to get the ball up to around the 35-yard line. Now, so I think we talked about the coaches from Jefferson Parish in the first half, didn't assisting Frank Wilson III from Eau Perry Walker. Well, we'll get that in as we go along here. John Johnson going to be under center on this play. It's 3rd down and 3. 2 receivers split out to the near sideline. 1 man in the backfield. He's going to hand off to his running back, who's going to bull ahead for the first down. And let's see, I think that was Leroy Lee on the carry. Gerald Dunsero out of Eau Perry Walker. Sorry, Coach. He's one of the assistant coaches for the Orleans Parish team. Jabbar Jalouk out of Eau Perry Walker also. Wayne Reese from McDonough 35. Of course, Don Watney in the car. John Johnson, back to pass. Way downfield, it's going to be incomplete. Intended out there for number 5, Greg Davis. Terry Wilson from Eau Perry Walker. Terry Freeman from John F. Kennedy. Derek Lamoth from L.B. Landry. Larry Rout from Edna Carr. Robert Welsh from Forche. Jerome Woods from Abramson. David Johnson from Eau Perry Walker. Jack Phillips from Carver. Leroy Walker from John McDonough. And Byron Wilson from Eau Perry Walker, coaching the Orleans Parish team. Hank Tierney is the head coach. Jefferson Parish. John Johnson in a shotgun formation. 2 receivers split out to the near side, 1 to the far side. Here's a handoff to Barnett once again. He's going to have the ball up to the 40-yard line.
Hey.
We might have another interview here in just a moment or two. Fred Allen down on the near sideline. It's 3rd down and 10 at the 40-yard line for Orleans Parish.
Tell him make it quick.
John Johnson in a shotgun. Once again, we're going to get an interview here in just a moment. Maybe after this play. Johnson back to pass. Here's his pass. Way downfield. And it's going to be caught. No, it's not. Almost caught. Almost a spectacular catch by Craig Davis. And we want to get that interview in with the... Let's go down to Fred Allen right now. No, hold it. Davis back to punt. And it's going to be a shallow punt. It's going to come down at about the 28-yard line. And Jefferson Parish is going to leave it alone, let it roll. It's going to be down at about the 24-yard line.
All right, go. Quick, tell it don't be long.
All right, we're down on the sideline again. We got 2 guys that played in this game last year. We got Skylar Green here on my immediate left and Junior Joseph, both outstanding players in high school. Of course, both of them LSU players. Skylar, your sentiments about today's game?
Well, it's been pretty good so far from what I see. A lot of players playing with enthusiasm, and a lot of energy, and they're enjoying themselves. So hopefully, one of them come out with, with a great win and play great, so that they can all be happy about themselves playing a great game.
Now, well, Junior, of course, last year, if I'm not mistaken, you had an outstanding game here and really opened a lot of college coaches' eyes last year.
Oh, yes, sir. Last year I had a great opportunity to show up and feel my talent, but Skylar Green, yeah, that was the show right there. I mean, everybody, all eye was on Skylar, but I mean, the All-Star game is about a great way for a lot of the kids to get, recognized, get a chance to show what they can do, so they get a chance to go to college. About having fun, and they're having fun right now. It's a great game, and I'm enjoying it.
Scott, I want to ask you real quick. Tigers ready for them Longhorns?
Oh, for sure, yeah, we're ready. We can't wait till we get out of Dallas and enjoy ourselves on a big team, that we're going to challenge up against, and hopefully we can come out with a win.
Tell him to keep on.
A little different playing on the college level?
Yes, sir. It's way faster and a whole bunch of talent, just everybody flowing around. So everybody, hopefully I can, do good things for the team, help the team out.
Well, Junior, one more question. You going to be ready next year?
Oh, definitely. Yes, sir. I'll be ready.
We're on the sidelines here with the 2 great athletes. We're going to send it back up to the booth.
All right, thank you, Fred Allen, and good luck to both of those young LSU Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Absolutely. Jefferson Parish now starts with the ball first and 10 on their own 24-yard line. Wynn in at quarterback. His pass is incomplete out there. Let's see who his intended receiver was. And it looks like that was intended for Singleton? Yeah, Derek Singleton, who has filled more than one pair of shoes in this ball game for Jefferson Parish. Bannister in the game now. Wynn gets to come in and play a play here and a play there. Which again, Hank Tierney kind of, well, it's a real chess match with him with the way he's using his quarterbacks. Bannister in a shotgun with a blitz from Carver players, but a completion out there to Singleton. Singleton has the ball down to the 40-yard line. Great completion out there by Bannister to Singleton for a big first down. And again, you've got a Carver player out there who is at number 54, I believe it is, that put on a big rush, Coach.
Yes,
Jared
sir.
Lee out of Carver High School, 6'2", 250 pounds. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. They didn't give him that 40. I thought he had another yard out of it. Trips to the near sideline. Wynn back in at quarterback now in a shotgun formation. He's back to pass. And it's almost intercepted.
Boy, he's got a live arm. He threw that ball on a rope then, man.
Yes, he does.
Whiz.
Like to see more of him. Again, Wynn, he's listed at 5'10", 170 pounds. Also a punter. And let's see, who will be the quarterback now? Bannister going back into the ball game. I think he'd hurt his ankle a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he was hobbled there a little bit.
And
Right?
they've been
That's
resting
why,
him a little
yeah,
bit.
they took him out a little bit and let the other young man throw one, and he threw it pretty well.
Yeah, Singleton, of course,
When you
getting
throw,
it also.
you got to catch.
That's right. Singleton in again as a wide receiver, split out to the near sideline. Closer to the line, though. In fact, here's a reverse to him, but he loses the ball and has to go down at the 30-yard line.
Oh, that was going to be a quarterback throwback.
Yeah.
To the big man, number 6.
Look at Bannister over here. He's on about the 45-yard line.
And we're going to chunk it back to him.
Yeah. Hank Tierney pulling out all the stops.
They battling. I'm going to tell you, they've come to play.
He must be quite a chess player.
Yeah, and he's got quite a record as a head coach through the years.
Obviously. Once again, 21-13 is our score. Orleans leads Jefferson. 7:32 left in the ball game. Singleton will be in at quarterback now. He'll be under center, I believe.
Nope, we got to change at quarterback.
He's, oh, you're right. The Wynn is back there in a shotgun. There we go. Wynn looking for a receiver. Here's his pass. It's going to be incomplete. Intended out there for Clarence Hunter. Pretty close to being intercepted. Wynn does have a live arm, Coach.
Tell you what, he's a chunker, man.
Something else about him, much like Bannister, he's got the size to be a college quarterback. Singleton is probably not tall enough to be looked at as a quarterback coach, but I would think a lot of colleges would be interested in Singleton as an athlete.
He is an athlete.
Of course, you know, Herb Tyler was not exactly 6'5", and he did a pretty good job for an SEC school.
You can say that again.
Viquez in to punt.
Nice punt.
Yeah. Now we've seen him place kick today, but that's his first punt. Johnson on the return, and he's going to be knocked down there back at the 30-yard line.
33.
Henry Tolliver out of John Ehret, I think that was.
John Ehret, defensive back, 6'1", 200 pounds. Nice coverage. That's the way to hustle down on a special team.
And, of course, I know, Coach, in this game, special teams is probably more important than it is in a regular game because these are frontline players that are showing college coaches, I'll go out and I'll do a job for you in special teams. Give me a shot, Coach. John Johnson in at quarterback for Orleans Parish. He's got trips to the near side. One man in the backfield with him. One receiver split out to the far side.
No backs.
Johnson back to pass. He's
Screen.
under a rush.
Oh!
Almost intercepted
Almost
out there.
intercepted. Oh, who is that?
Let's see, that's
number
84 for Jefferson Parish. Just could not hold on to it. And that's Martin Jackson out of Higgins High School.
Defensive lineman, 6'3", 210. Almost, man, a dream come true. a pick for a defensive lineman and take it to the house.
Well, Coach, we've already had that once in this game. Remember now, Norman Randall's a defensive end, and he returned that interception a good portion of the length of the field.
We could have had 2. Wow, that would have been great.
Absolutely. Johnson back in the shotgun once again. 3 receivers split out to the near side, 1 to the far side. His running back, Barnett, goes in motion. Johnson's going to throw out to the flat out here. It's to Miller, who scored the touchdown in the first half, and he's going to be knocked down just short of the 45-yard line.
And that's going to give him a first down, Barry.
Well, he did his job. Then he got what his team needed.
Hit that little bubble route out there, little swing route. Tapped it out there. Nice pass, nice catch, nice run. Very good run.
Again, Charles Miller is not real big, Coach. He's only 5'8", 170 pounds, but he's playing a big ball game.
Hey, you don't have to be big to play the game now.
He's playing big. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, he's playing big. He played big on that last play.
1st and 10 for Orleans from the 45-yard line. 6:22 left in the ball game. They lead at 21-13. I'm Barry Spears. That's Barrett Murphy. This is the Orleans Jefferson Parish All-Star Game.
We got a fumble.
Barnett is going to have to cover it up.
Let's see.
Norman Hand, Kyle Turley, and Pat Sertain, Orleans Jefferson Parish Public School All-Star Game.
5th annual.
Yep.
It's the 5th one. And I guarantee you it'll be around for many years.
Coach, in a manner of speaking, the parent of similar All-Star games that are going to be cropping up around the state in the next few years.
They are all coming.
Baton Rouge versus the Grade 8. Yesterday, 14-0 for the Capital City team. Great turnout at that ball game at Olympia Field in Baton Rouge. 4,000 fans came out. Johnson back to pass. Looking. Here's his pass way downfield. It's going to be incomplete.
Wow, we got interference.
And let's see.
That was a good call. Very good call.
Jared Partman out of Sarah Reed, the intended receiver on that. Coach, you're right. There is a flag on the play.
We have a little interference. Side judge caught it, looking right at it.
And that will be, as the PA announcer just told us, a 15-yard mark-off and an automatic first down for Orleans Parish. And they're trying, Coach, right now, I would imagine.
There it is. We got the replay right here.
Yeah.
See? Right there in front of it.
Right. And, of course, I'm sure what Orleans Parish would like to do, and Coach
put another one on the board.
Well, yeah, but at the very least, use up a lot of time here. But if they could extend their lead, that'd be good too.
Option.
Johnson's going to keep it on the option play. He's to the 40. He's to the 35.
And almost
he's been knocked down at the 33-yard line.
Number 84, big saving tackle. Barton Jackson from Higgins, 6'3", 210 D-line.
Well, Higgins had a pretty good defensive series there, Coach. He broke up a pass, almost intercepted it, and made the tackle right there. Martin Jackson out of Higgins High School. In John Johnson out of O'Perry Walker in at quarterback for Orleans Parish. 6 feet, 215 pounders. 215 pounder is Johnson. He's in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to his running back. That's number 18, Floyd Jones out of Walker also. And minimal gain on the play up to.
Tell you what, Craig Morris from Higgins, defensive lineman, was coming on the snap of the ball. Did a great job.
Actually, a loss in the play.
You're right.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 14 for Orleans. 4:32 left in the game. They lead at 21-13.
Looks like the clock's on their side, huh, Barry?
I would say so, Coach, unless something real drastic happens
You're
here.
right, but it can happen. This is the game.
Well, you know, we've had a defensive touchdown already. It could happen again. Here's a pass from Johnson. It's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver out there. I believe that was number 31, Lehman's Casimir out of Landry. Listed as a utility player.
In other words, utility. To me, that means athlete.
Coach, where do you need me to line up this game?
That's right. That's the kind of guys, when you see a lot of utility people, you know they're athletes.
But you know, Coach, I don't think I've ever seen a player listed as a utility player in a regular season program.
No, they don't do that, man. They just play them.
Yeah.
In every position they can.
Johnson in a shotgun. 3 receivers split out to the far side.
Got a
one
time.
on the other side. He's going to call timeout.
He saw something.
Yeah.
Let's talk it over, Coach.
He said, I don't like what that linebacker's doing over there, so let me go talk to my coach, Frank Wilson III. And again, a young coach who did just an outstanding job getting his team into the state championship, the 4A state championship. They lost to John Curtis, but they gave a really outstanding accounting of themselves all through the season, Coach, and last week in the Nokia Sugar Bowl Superdome Classic.
Well, you got to give old Coach Hank a little credit for bringing his guys back this second half and make it a ball game. And
well, would you have expected any less from Hank Tierney?
Not me, not knowing Hank. Got a lot of fire, a lot of enthusiasm. It's great to see that endeavor and that intensity and playing a game. And, you know, this is an all-star game, but, you know, coaches take this stuff very serious. They got that attitude. They want to win, and they work hard, always have it.
Well, you know something, Coach? This has not been a sloppily played game at all.
No, sir.
This is one of the better all-star games I've seen in a long, long time. Two receivers split out to either side as Johnson's in the shotgun. Miller's going to go in motion to the far side. Johnson looking to pass. Here it comes, and it's going to be
a
touchdown.
What
it's
a
Miller
catch.
again.
We got to get that. Whoa.
I hope we've got a replay of that one. Coverage on the play. Wow.
Man.
Josh Smith, and he couldn't have covered him any tighter than that, Coach.
Great coverage, but great catch. Wow.
Charles Miller, the little bitty fella, 5'8", out of Abramson. Coach, somebody's got to give this kid a chance. He can catch the football.
He can catch it.
Man.
Here it is, Barrett.
Craig
Down
Davis,
the middle.
Craig Davis.
Nice catch. He focus. He had his eyes on that ball all the way. He caught it and took it into pay dirt.
Davis's PAT attempt is up. And it's no good. Well, that leaves the score then at Orleans 27, Jefferson Parish 13 at the 4:05 mark of the fourth quarter. But, Coach, again, I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. This is one of the best played all-star games that I've seen in a long time. This has been a very exciting ball game, and I'm not just saying that. That's the truth. And, again, just an outstanding performance out there. Once again, John Johnson to his receiver, Charles Miller. That's the second time they've hooked up today. Well, it's kind of a shame these two kids didn't go to the same high school. But they didn't get to play with each other until they were playing in an all-star game.
Well, Barry, real quick, we got to give our compliments to the people, the camera guys that came out here on a big Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Especially to PMC, Mr. Mike Shepard. These guys have come and done a tremendous job, all his entire crew. You know, this is a big Sunday right before Christmas, and for these guys to come out and put forth the effort they did with the instant replay and the mic on the field, we did the job this year down here for these folks. I guarantee you that.
I would say so. And we appreciate the opportunity to come down and do this.
And we want to thank Ryan Guerin and
for the folks
giving us the opportunity for the second year in a row to come down and do it. And they have done a fantastic job. They put on a great show. Bands, folks, everybody. We've had a ball.
Here's Davis's squib kick. It's going to be covered up out there by number 25 for Jefferson Parish. That's Craig Morris out of Higgins. Morris, a defensive lineman, 6'3", 210 pounds. He did a good job right there for his team, Coach, in covering that ball up. And Jefferson Parish will start their possession with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Here's the problem, though. They're trailing 27-13 with only 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the ball game.
And I got to give thanks to my good friend Fred Allen and Brian Rigby. You know, my special buddy. My special buddy. Black Hawk down, the helicopter man.
There you go. Bannister in a shotgun. 2 running backs in the backfield with him. Bannister playing a very courageous game. He's got a hurt ankle, but he's done a great job. He overthrows his intended receiver right there. That's Clarence Hunter. Hunter has shown some pretty good flashes today also, Coach, for Jefferson Parish.
I've been thoroughly impressed with the talent out here today, Barry. I've seen some outstanding defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball. High scoring ball game. This is what fans like to see, 27-13, and they going for more.
That's right. And of course, now our game in Baton Rouge yesterday was 14-0. A lot of good defense, though, in that game.
But maybe
some offensive fireworks.
Maybe next year we'll work up to some offense.
Oh yeah, it's going to get better as it goes along, just as this game is done. 27-13, exciting ball game. Bannister back to pass out of the shotgun formation. Looking. Here's his pass. It's going to be complete out at the 40-yard line. And let's see that receiver out there. That was Deshaun Jordan out of John Ehret High School. A couple of high school teammates hooking up on that play. That'll be a
13,
first down.
Jared Jones from Carr, defensive back. Came up, made the play. on the coverage. Tell you what, they got a lot of those gold hats out there. Right now, we got 6 of them. We had 6 of them. Now we got 5 on the field for Carl.
Yeah, we had 6 and one left the field. You can pick them car helmets out, let me tell you.
You better believe it.
Bannister back in the shotgun. Fred Allen joins us back in the booth. So does Special Buddy. Bannister looking around, trying to find someone to throw to. Here's a completion out there to the 35-yard line. And let's see if we can identify the receiver. And once again, that was Deshaun Jordan. And he's brought down by a host of Edna Carr players out there. Again, you can see them all clumped together right there. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 3 at the 35-yard line for Jefferson Parish. 27-13 is your score. 2:55 left in the game. I'm Barry Spears. That's Fred Allen. That's
Fred.
Barrett Murphy.
And I'm right here, Barry. Don't forget, I look like Santa Claus.
You said it, not me. Bannister back to pass. Looking around. Under pressure. Forced to run. He's going to be knocked down for a gain of about a yard. Coach actually did a good job getting the yard gain out of the play.
Well, you had good coverage.
Yeah, that's a coverage sack.
I'll tell you what, Nick Watkins from Carr. Outstanding ball game today. The linebackers from Carr. Carr has played defense pretty well out there. They got 5, 6 orange hats from time to time out there. Gold hats, I should say, orange.
Well,
I need to pull my glasses up a little bit.
Yeah, you didn't lose them, did you?
No, I usually do, so.
Now, the scoreboard and the officials don't agree. The ball's been spotted on the 35. The scoreboard says it's on the 34. Singleton hands off to his running back for a loss, and that was Romulus Harris out of West Jefferson High School, losing a couple of yards in that play. Again, Singleton back in at quarterback.
And Leon Thompson from Kennedy, deep tackle, 6'2", 270.
Fred Allen once again back in the booth now with us. Now, how does this thing work, Coach? You coach Fred?
No, Fred is a little older than I am.
Oh, he is? Okay. Well, I should have been able to tell that. I'm sorry.
Fred, can you say something, or you can't? Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, Fred, whether you're hot or not is
not
an issue here.
Mike, can you key up Fred over here? Yeah, I don't know if we want him.
Well, I tell you what, guys, it was great.
Okay, guys.
It was great to be on the sideline. I tell you what, it was great to talk with Skylar Green and Junior Joseph, 2 guys that are really
products of this game, Coach.
Exactly right. And
yeah, Skylar had a great game last year, didn't he?
He had a great game.
Junior Joseph did. This was his bust-out game.
It sure was.
This is where coaches came and looked at him like.
And he was so happy to play in this game. And I tell you, poor Skylar Green had an opportunity to show what he's going to do with Tigers in the next few years. Junior Joseph get his grades right. He's going to be in there too after we play in a lot.
Now, who would y'all say had a bust-out game today? Would it be Charles Miller, the receiver?
I see that young man, number 6 for the white team with the white jersey.
Bannister.
He's the guy that was hurt.
He showed a lot of heart today, Coach. I'll tell you
what, he's an athlete.
Good size.
I like Darryl Johnson on the defensive side of the ball for Orleans Parish. I like him.
Bannister back in a shotgun. He's going to take off and run with it, and he's got 5 yards, about 7-yard gain on the play, as he's going to be knocked down at about the 32 or 33-yard line.
I'd also say all of those gold hats from Carr. Linebackers,
they were very noticeable, weren't they?
They were very noticeable. You've got 4 and 5 Carr defensive players out there at a time, and all of those guys seem to know how to play the game.
Don Watney must know something about defense, huh? Bannister under center. No, he's not. He's in a shotgun.
Dominique Cooper from Walker, defensive end, had a good game also.
Everybody kind of started slow on that one. Here's the pass complete out here.
All right.
But, Coach, before the ball was thrown, a flag was down on the field. So I think that one's going to come back. I would hazard a guess there might have been a false start on there. Did you notice, Fred, Barrett, how it kind of looked like the play started and a lot of guys just kind of stood there?
Well, one of the wideouts, slot man, he did jump before the snap of the football.
You see a couple of Carver Rams out there.
OPW. We're ticking down to 127, and Coach Terry and his guys are still giving everything they got.
Very impressive performance by Jefferson Parish in a
second half.
In the second half,
they came back and made it a ball game.
In a situation where they've been trailing good portion. Well, actually, literally the whole way here. But they've certainly made a game of it in the second half. Bannister's played with great courage. He's obviously got a hurt ankle, but he's still gone out and done a good job leading the team. Hank Tierney
still walking,
shuffling those quarterbacks around.
Still walking and talking.
Using the 3 athletes that he had at the quarterback position to great advantage. The best advantage as he saw fit. And again, Bannister in a shotgun. 3 receivers split out to the far side. 2nd down and 9. Bannister looking. Here's his pass. Got a man down there. And it's going to be incomplete. He's throwing into double coverage. But hey, Coach, if it was the Cleveland Browns, it had been a completion.
Mr. Mayo from Carr.
Chad Harris is the intended receiver. Double coverage down there. And you're right. Mayo down there for
Orleans.
For Orleans Parish. Along with Cedric Henry out of Walker, and it looked like also Darrell Johnson was in the vicinity.
All the folks there.
3rd down and 9 from the 26. 1:17 left in the ball game. Orleans leads at 27-13. Bannister's in a shotgun. Looking around. He's going to run it. He's get it up to the almost.
He's still on his feet.
He made great balance to the 20, about to make it the 17-yard line. Coach, how about that for balance by that young man on a bad ankle?
Garrett Portman saved the day from Reed, defensive back, 6'1".
He was really knocked back. Could have fallen down very easily. Maintained his balance. Made a positive gain out of it.
Look at this, Barry.
Here's a replay of it.
Drops back, tucks it, runs, starts one way, comes back the other way. Still running, missed tackle there.
Almost lost the ball, too.
But had great balance, and by golly, he's trying to get to the big house.
You know, Coach, I'd have to think about getting this boy into camp.
The camp, somebody needs to get him. But you know what's so good is these big steel doors that open up and close. Makes me think I'm in prison here, Mike Shepard. The big slamming doors scare me.
Graphics.
Oh yeah, that's
fourth
cool.
down and 1. Singleton in the quarterback now. He's under center. 2 receivers split out to either side. 1 man in the backfield. Singleton's going to hand off to his running back, who's going to bust straight ahead and should have the 1st down. Let's see. That was Scott Bland out of Fisher High School.
All-state performer there, over 2,000 yards this year.
And again, boy, and it shows obviously he's a tough runner as they send him straight up the middle. And Bannister back in the ball game. Bland is still in there. He's alongside Bannister. 3 receivers split out to the far side. You're going to have 12 men on the field penalty here, or you should. And there's a completion out there.
Oh, nice catch.
As you got Clarence Hunter on the reception over there. He gets it down to about the 4-yard line. But you had an Orleans player rushing to get off the field, and he was well behind the line of scrimmage. So there's got to be an illegal substitution penalty out there. But that or it was monstrously offsides. But no flag on the field, so hey, whatever.
All right, we got the replay. Nice catch there. Beautiful catch.
And once again, that was Clarence Hunter out of West Jefferson High School. Okay, they declined the penalty.
You were right. It was a penalty.
Coach, you've got to learn to trust me.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Right now, my glasses are fog, Barry.
But at least you found him.
Yeah, I found him, brother. I found him.
But folks, he's lost 3 pairs in the last month.
But I'll get there. That's what Christmas is all about.
Oh, boy. Win in a quarterback.
That's
rolling
about,
out. He's running for his life and can't maintain his balance. And he's
trying
down
to
at the
come out there with that bootleg, naked to the backside.
Oh, boy.
Catch somebody dragging. Didn't quite work, Fred. Didn't quite work.
Well, I tell you what, they put a lot of pressure from the outside and
inside too.
You're right, and of course when he tried to turn back away, he lost his balance and big loss. Right?
He saw some blue shirts coming too.
Yeah, that's going to make it 2nd down and 22 from the 22-yard line.
Well, actually, it's that 2nd and goal, I believe.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they were down.
Well, like I said, 2nd down and 22 from the 22. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, Fred Allen. 24 seconds left in the ball game. Orleans Parish is going to win it.
What I want to know, guys, we're going to flip a coin to see who eats at the right place. Who's buying today? Now, I got to tell you, Black Hawk Down bought this morning, so it's left between us 3 to decide who's going to eat and who's going to buy.
Between the 3 of us, we ought to be raised about $2.
Yeah, and that prime rib over there is one of those restaurants I hear about.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to let Barry pull out his big credit card. All the big bucks we paid him.
Coach, if you'd seen it last week, man alive.
Look,
I got
one
because I'd already eaten as much as I needed that night.
And Christmas being as close. Whew, it's scary.
Bannister's in at quarterback. He's in a shotgun. It's second down and goal to go from the 22-yard line.
Clock's ticking down.
Or second and 22 from the 22. 3 receivers split out to the far side now after one man goes in motion. Bannister looking to pass. Here's his pass way downfield. It's going to be intercepted at the 1-yard line. And he's still in bounds. And that's number 2 out there for Orleans. And he's finally brought down by, let's see, that's Hunter on the tackle. It was Jamal George out of Landry with the interception. And that should close the door on any chance that Jefferson had of making it a closer ball game.
Here's the replay. The motion to trips, going to the backside. Steps up, wings it. Nice coverage, nice interception. He's coming back. I thought he was going to break it all the way back to the backside. If it wouldn't have been for number 5, he might have taken it to the house.
And you know, Coach, talking about a young man having great presence and mind about where he is in the field as he's able, Jamal George is able to stay in bounds because he was awful close to stepping out, but knew right where he was in the field and managed to stay in bounds and make a nice return of it. First and 10 from the 22.
I think he'll take a knee here.
John Johnson takes the snap and the whistle blows the play dead before he has a chance to do anything. Looked like it was going to be a handoff to his running back, Floyd Jones.
Trying to give him a little PT time with the ball.
Yeah. 8 seconds left in the game. Orleans leads at 27-13. Coach, I'll tell you, Jefferson did a great job in the second half of getting back in the ball game. The problem was they had to settle for field goals instead of getting touchdowns.
That does make a difference. 3 and 6 or 7, huh?
Yeah.
Difference between them.
3 is good. It's always good.
7's better.
The 7's better. Johnson calling the signals. First and 10 from the first and 15 actually. The 17-yard line. And it's a handoff to the far side.
That is going to be the ball game.
That's the last play of the ball game. Our final score, Orleans 27, Jefferson 13. And I guess, Coach, we need to go ahead and recap what we've seen here now.
Yeah, we can recap it real quick and we can tie it down and put the bow ribbon around this one around Christmas time and tell everybody a job well done. We appreciate Mike Shepard and his crew, PMC, and all the crew and all the guys that gave up their Sunday afternoon to come down here and do the job, and Fred and Brian. Barry, all you guys want to wish y'all a Merry Christmas. And gee whiz, I enjoyed it. I mean, we've had 2 days of All-Star games, Coach Fred.
Well, I tell you what, yesterday in Baton Rouge, had a great time there with the Baton Rouge Grade 8 All-Star game. Again today, the Orleans Parish All-Star Public Schools tournament. And I tell you, what can you say about the Orleans Parish athletic director, Ron Geran?
He's the man.
He does a great job.
Tell you what, you know that old saying, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And he's the man. He does a great job. And the officials were on top of it today. I thought the game was well played. And this scene going off, the handshakes, the kids congratulating the coaches in the center of the field. That's what All-Star games are all about right there. A week of preparation, a week of hard work. Now these guys are going to go home and enjoy Christmas.
And of course, we don't want to forget about our bands.
Well, look, we might even get a little camera talk here for, oh my goodness, we getting that. And like I said, it's fantastic. Oh, look at this crew here in the booth. This is unbelievable. Don't put the bright lights on us because the glare might hurt some people.
Well, Coach, listen, I just want to say to you, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come and to be a part of this broadcast. I really enjoyed it. And it's been a great afternoon. I'll tell you, it's been interesting the last week or so. About the last 9 days, I've seen 7, 8, 9. About the last 7, 8 days, I've seen about 9 games. The 5 state championship games last week, the Saints, and of course the New Orleans Bowl, our All-Star game in Baton Rouge yesterday, and then this one today. So it's been a lot of holiday season football, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, one more time, I'd like to thank Ryan Garrett and his crew and Coach Fred. And your thoughts, Fred?
Well, I tell you what, the biggest thing, and we always talk about this on the show, Coach, it's all about the young people, the young athletes, the young band members, the cheerleaders and all. It's all about them. It's not about the people that put it on. it's the purpose that it's put on for, and it's scholarships and some of these young men.
Called opportunity.
It's opportunity, and I'm just glad to be involved with it.
And I just hope it gets bigger throughout the state like we've talked about. And we got a great start in Baton Rouge yesterday. These guys have put it on the map. And like I said, Ron Guerin, what can I say? Outstanding guy, outstanding athletic director, does a great job. But I think we've had a great day down here and really enjoyed coming. The atmosphere is fantastic. And they're going to have a little prayer. And I think we're going to be tuning out of here, huh, Mr. Mike Shepard? We're about to put the big helmets up, the clashing and the bashing, and we're going to get it back up on that big TV screen.
Final score, of course, one more time.
Patrick Surtain,
27-13.
Hal Turley, Norman Hand. Have a great Christmas. I sure hope the Saints won today.
I hate to inform you guys, but they lost in the last 2 minutes, 20-13, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't tell me. Don't ruin my Christmas.
I don't know what I could possibly say to that.
All right, guys, we're going to say bye, and it's been a great day. And thank you to everybody, and Merry Christmas, Terry.
So long, everybody. Have a great holiday.